Happy Halloween, Matt Cox.
Okay. What?
Happy Halloween.
Happy it's
Halloween.
not Halloween.
Tomorrow's Halloween or Sunday's Halloween. We're almost to Halloween.
Couple days, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You doing anything special for Halloween?
I have to go to my. I think I'm going to a Halloween party with my ex-wife.
With your ex-wife.
I think she's having a Halloween party.
Wow.
I don't know.
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
I was thinking about printing out. So I talked to Juan about this. Thought about printing. What's so funny? The inside joke.
No, I just have like a million ideas.
I got a million ideas too about you can be for Halloween. Keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
See, I was thinking about printing out my wanted posters and putting them out, and then basically have an ID that says, my name's Gary Sullivan, and then when people would say,
one.
"Well,
Very
who are you?"
original.
Gary Sullivan.
That is a good idea.
See if people can
Put it together. Yeah, I like that.
You could be an FBI agent or a Secret Service agent.
I guess that's possible.
That's
It's
good.
possible.
That's good. What about you? What are you gonna be for Halloween? Tato, hat rack.
I mean, no plans for a costume. Probably just wing it last minute if we do something.
Just wing it last minute. We got
No
Thursday
plans.
night football game going on because Shane is a degenerate gambler and he likes to bet on all the games with mybookie.ag. And he's got a lot of. How much money you got riding on this game with Packers versus the Cardinals?
Just a couple hundred.
Just a couple hundred. That's it. He's a high roller.
Small roller in the betting world.
Do you ever bet on sports, Matt?
No,
I got my fairy wings on.
I see that. I can only imagine what people are going to say in the comments.
In memory of ShaneFuckingLee.com.
That's right. Rest in peace.
Who?
Shane Lee.
The guy from the Deckhand show.
He's the star.
Oh, yeah.
He was the star of our documentary.
What, he died? How did
Yeah,
when
he
did
died.
he did die.
He had cancer. I think pancreatic cancer.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
How long did that take?
He had a good life, though. He probably had it for a long
Man,
time.
one day he just went to sleep, didn't wake up.
Yeah.
He was never really in top shape, health, or anything. Anyway, I'm
No.
sure if you've seen any of the videos,
Yeah, I've seen a few of the videos.
But,
None of those guys look good.
yeah.
They're all rough.
they're rough.
How was your trip to? You just got back from Ohio like this morning.
Yeah. Really, the plane landed at like 12:40. I didn't get home until like 1:30
Really?
in the morning.
What were you doing there? Another title lock?
Yeah, it was a Title Lock commercial, and so it was a Title Lock commercial, and we also shot a podcast for an NFT that I'm doing with Investment Joy. What? What is that face?
I'm listening. What the fuck do you mean?
You're looking at me like you. Yeah, I did an NFT for Investment Joy, and he's gonna auction it off. The guy's name is Brandon. So we did a video on that, and it's funny because I actually painted the painting, right, and then they have it digitized, and then they sell like 1,700 tokens. But he actually took the real painting and put it behind bulletproof glass, and he's gonna have a live feed on Twitch 24 hours a day, so you can always look at the real painting. I mean, he's actually got some good ideas. Like, I mean, it's pretty funny.
That's funny.
It's pretty
That's
interesting. Cool. So yeah, so we did that. That was and then I did the home life lock. We did kind of like a commercial, but it was real. His stuff is real candid. You know what I'm saying? It's real, like, just, hey, let's go walk in here and talk to this person. Was
it the same senator or whatever that you did the commercial with?
Oh
last
no,
time?
no. That's Newt Gingrich.
Newt
This is the guy that runs Investment Joy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Title Lock.
Yeah, the guy that runs Investment Joy. We're doing a whole podcast on title fraud. So we did one for the NFTs and one for title fraud.
Okay, got it.
So that and they're sponsoring it, obviously.
Okay.
And so they paid for that, fly me up there, stay in a Airbnb for a couple days, flew me back.
Oh, cool.
And but this is the fun part, and this is what Danny wants to hear, because this is the good part, is that when I went into when I was changing planes in Charlotte, I was walking down the aisle, and I get this sometimes where people will look at me, and it's not like it's weird, like it's like
They're admiring that hairline.
So they'll look at me. I'm just gonna ignore this shit. I'm gonna talk to you. So they'll look at me like this, and I'm thinking to myself, like, that's weird. Like, and they don't say anything, or you can see them double take and take a look, like, I don't know. Okay, but this guy, I was walking, and he did that. I'm walking down the aisle, and he's looking at me, and all of a sudden he kind of looks at me and looks at me. I get over there, I'm looking at him, and then I go to sit down, and before I even sit down, he goes, "Hey, you're Cox, right? You're that guy Cox. You're Matt Cox." And I went, I said, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "Yeah, bro." He said, "I seen you on Koncrete. Yeah, I seen you on Koncrete." He said, "Yeah, I've watched all your stuff, bro. You got an amazing story. You got an amazing story." And I was like, so then everybody, all the other passengers, like just around us, kind of turn around and start looking at me, and I'm thinking, this is really weird.
It's crazy, yeah.
So I sit down. And he said, "Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. So you're there with I seen you with Danny and with the other guy, Hat Rack." And I started laughing, and I said, "No, he didn't." Yeah, I know. He didn't say Hat Rack right away. He said, "And Danny's little buddy."
Oh, his little buddy.
My little
but
buddy.
look, and I realize now what he's talking about. He goes, "His little buddy." And I go, "Who's that?" He goes, "His little buddy. He's got glasses. Like he wears glasses." And I went, "He's little?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Well, there's another guy, Hat Rack." He goes, "Yeah, Hat Rack." And I went, No, Hat Rack's not little. He's like 6'6", or they're like 6'5" or something, 6'4". So he's huge.
I'm 6'3".
6'3". And I said, "He's huge." And like that. And he looked at me and goes, "Nah, bro, this guy's short. This guy's short." And I went, "Nah, man." I said, He goes, "He's shorter than you." He goes, "He's about your height." And I went,
It's bad
No.
posture. It's bad posture.
"Yeah." I said, No. He goes, "No." I said, "Look," and I go, "Hold on." I go, "Look, Danny's even tall. Danny's like 5'10". So I pull out my phone and I show him you, and he goes, "Yeah, that's him." He goes, "He's tall?" I go, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, man, I didn't realize he was so tall."
Just a little buddy.
Even right now, you're like way down.
Yeah,
Yeah, you want to know why? Because I got the fucking church's thrift store chair.
Why don't
You
you
guys
get
got
another chair?
$200 chairs. I get this thrift store chair that sits 6 inches lower than everybody.
These are $900 chairs.
Well, get another one.
My chair costs
There's
free.
one right there you can use if you want it.
Yeah, bro. People think you're like a midget.
Yeah, he's got terrible posture. That's
Honestly,
why.
but if I sit in that, then I'm like up here.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is adjustable.
Yeah,
Dipshit.
it goes up
I don't
and down.
like that chair. It doesn't have any armrests.
Yeah, that's funny.
The chairs are muffed.
So yeah,
Okay, little buddy.
so that happened.
Little buddy, that's fucked up.
Yeah. By the way,
This cocksucker.
That's a great story.
I got to Ohio, to Columbus, and it's like 48 degrees.
Yeah.
And I brought
Fuck
one
that.
long sleeve shirt. Like it didn't even dawn on me.
No.
Been in Florida too long.
Yeah, I got off and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
There's something about the cold weather. It just like it gives you energy. It gives you more energy than like this slow, this like.
Your blood's probably rushing to stay warm.
Yeah, your blood's no, it makes your blood thicker, I guess, though, doesn't it? The cold weather.
I'm not sure, man. Probably.
I don't know about all that. I think
probably
your blood,
t-
I
Yeah.
don't think your blood gets thicker.
Cold weather probably makes your blood thicker. The hot, humid weather probably makes your blood thinner.
That's a hell of a theory.
Some old
Can
wise
you Google
st-
that, Aiden?
I bet you though. But when I'm in cold weather like that, I have more energy. I feel like the cold like energizes me. That's why I
I don't
jump
know
in my
what's
cold
happening.
pool every morning. I jump in my cold pool and then, like I feel like I'm ready to roll.
Cold.
Fires me up for the day.
It's in
It's
Florida.
like 70.
yeah, like they chill it.
It's like 70.
It's chilled.
It's cold.
75 degrees.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cold pool.
Yeah.
That's not cold.
The water temp's probably about 70 right now.
All right.
Great
what
story.
else?
Great story. Great
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. I thought it was funny.
Did they pay you good?
What? Listen, bro. What are you doing? Don't talk about money.
I'm not asking you the dollar amount. I'm
Yeah.
just asking
Do
if
they
pay
pay
you
me good? I mean, they
Not
do
enough.
okay.
It's never enough, right?
It's never enough. It's never enough. It's okay. They do all right.
Yeah.
They do all right. You know. So, yeah, I'm supposed to go November 3rd. I'm supposed to go to where am I supposed to go? Oh, I'm supposed to go to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and shoot another commercial for Home Title Lock.
Really? You're like the face of Home Title Lock.
I don't know what's happening. I mean, they
Are they a big company?
They're yeah. I think are they the biggest one or the second biggest monitoring service for title? It's big.
That's incredible. Shane had an idea for you the other day. Title your podcast.
Yeah.
The fraud. You should
Fraudcast.
call it the Matt Cox Fraudcast.
Look at
That's a great idea.
It's
It's catchy,
You
man.
think it's I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, if it was all fraud, but it's not. Like I interview other people.
Yeah,
like-
but you are fraud.
yeah.
Yeah, you were the fraud, man.
That's what you're known for. Like
Yeah.
you bring in the audience. You know what I mean? People come for you.
Like,
you're
like it's the Joe Rogan podcast.
Right. You're America's favorite fraudster. You could be the next Joe Rogan.
You're, what's wrong with you? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Yes, I'm not going to be the next Joe Rogan.
Not with
Never
that
know.
Who
attitude.
believes that?
Not with
Danny
that
believes it.
I'm the Joe Rogan of Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what
I'll
the
bet you
comments
I'll
said.
bet you people have said that.
They
yeah.
do.
There are
Yeah.
multiple comments that say that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'm just leaning into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
So, yeah. Oh.
Anyways, great podcast.
Thanks for the coffee.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in, everyone.
So, I'm thinking, so here's what I'm thinking I'm doing. I've already started the channel. I'm going to do it. You want to talk about that?
What?
My
You're getting the channel.
I'm going to start. So I like soft white underbelly.
Oh,
Right?
Mark Leda.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a sick channel.
Right. I like his channel, but he has an issue with monetizing.
Yeah, because he
monetizing.
interviews drug addicts, hookers,
Right.
gang members, pimps.
Yeah. So you end up with fraudsters.
Anybody want one of these?
No.
You end up with these these people talking about heroin and shooting up and
And
so,
they don't pay you off that.
well, even if he's monetized, but how much
YouTube-
monetization are they going to give him? Like
YouTube
$1,
is-
like $1? Like what's his RPM going to be? $1.50? He's saying it's almost nothing.
He says that. I think he.
Why? Because of the content.
Yeah, they censor it. They demonetize it.
Right, because McDonald's doesn't want to run their commercial on a heroin addict
Right.
prostitute who's now homeless.
Right.
Why? It's a
Well,
bad look.
because it doesn't to
they
them.
probably love McDonald's.
They probably
I bet
do.
You
I
they
shouldn't
eat
say
more
McDonald's.
than
Okay,
most people.
All right. And that was my fault for using McDonald's. All right, that was my fault. So let's say Ford
I
motor
thought
car.
that was a good place for
let's
McDonald's.
say Ford motor car. Okay, or Ford motor.
okay.
So Ford motor or Tesla or whatever. Somebody who's like.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
I guess.
So, but I talked to him and he said that he's like, yeah, but like if I put up like a prostitute or a pretty girl or something like that, he said those videos take off also. But his channel overall, it's not really monetized well. So I remember thinking, well, why don't you stop interviewing all these homeless people? But he's like, no, they have a story to be told and it's important. And so he's more on a mission. And I get that, because you know what I'm saying? Like, you need those guys. You know,
Yeah. He's an artist. It's an art project.
Absolutely. He's passionate about it. Like, I'm not going to do it. But if that's what you want to do, and I think that's important, I think that's great, and it's great, and he's doing it perfect. So what I thought about, but I like the setup. The person's on the stool, the backdrop, it's very simplistic. You take some photographs of them. The photographs come and go throughout the whole thing. And it's just them talking. Like, you have to just kind of prompt them every once in a while to tell their story. And he doesn't make them go long. Like, he doesn't dig in. Like, somebody will get on and talk for 15 minutes. Somebody else will talk for 2 hours. So, anyway, so I thought that would be great if you just use like dancers. So
Strippers.
strippers.
Yeah, strippers, dancers. I don't want to say strippers.
Well, I'm just
Wow,
trying
what's wrong
to.
with
I'm
strippers?
trying to make sure I know what type of dance.
yeah,
you're talking
exotic dancers.
Okay, yeah.
Strippers, right?
You can call them strippers.
No, okay, so strippers, whatever. So if you were to go and do that and have the girl come, she works at Mons Venus or she works at, is Mons Venus still around?
about. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so 2001's like gone, right?
No,
No.
it's there.
Still
Is it?
there.
It's still popping.
Wow. All right. So Scarlett's or the Dollhouse or whatever these things. You have the girl come in. She sits down.
24 karat. It's a good one.
I'm not sure if they're there anymore.
Whatever. Whatever.
The strip clubs on US 19 are the best.
if
I don't- what does that
dirty
mean?
is the best.
Are they?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So you have the girl come in. She sits down. She talks for 20 minutes. Maybe she comes in blue jeans and a T-shirt. She talks for 10 minutes. Whatever. That's it. That's her whole story. She leaves. Maybe another girl comes in. She's completely dolled up and she talks for 2 hours and it's an absolute heartbreaker. And she's telling about tragedies and whatever. But I dated a chick for about almost 5 years, and she for 3 years she stripped at Scarlett's. And this is a cliche, but she was in college and she ended up getting a degree in finance while stripping at Scarlett's. So she would come home and say, man, I met this chick today and this happened and this. And she would just tell me these different stories. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, like there was a girl that lived down here and flew to New York and would fly up there for 3 days, stay on in her friend's spare room, fly back. And she's like, she's making like $100 and something thousand a year. She can't live in New York for that, but she can live like a king down here. And that was like 20 years ago. So she would tell me about these girls, and I thought, that would be a good subject matter, and nobody's doing that. And if you did it well and it was artistic and you weren't like a complete, scumbag about the whole thing, then, I think that's a channel that might take off. So I started a channel. I need to get it monetized. I need 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, here we go.
I need 1,000. I need 1,000. Is he flipping the thing?
No, it's on you. Trust me.
Okay. So I need 1,000 subscribers. And in about a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to start interviewing the girls. But I need, if anybody out there knows any girls that are dancers that would be interested in telling their story, kind of like Soft White Underbelly, only it's a bad example because if you go there, you're watching drug addicts. But it's the same basic setup. I mean, I can't do the exact same setup. I mean, Mark's amazing.
Strippers and porn stars are some of the most interesting people in the world that I've
They
ever,
got
that I've
stories.
ever met.
They got stories.
They got stories, but they usually come from nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come from broken homes with abuse and that kind of stuff. So they have to they have to dig, climb their way out of a hole.
Yeah.
So those people seem to have, in my experience, those girls seem to have the most character, the most interesting stories, and they seem to be like overall more interesting.
Bro, they've been through some shit. That's the whole thing.
Have,
like
right.
the coolest people. Like, listen, the guy that was born into an upper middle class family, played on the t-ball league and softball, and ended up graduating high school and married his college sweetheart and graduated and went to work as a CPA,
right,
and had 2.2 kids, and that guy's not that interesting.
No.
No offense, but the guy who came from nothing and went through hell and ended up going to jail and ended up getting, a couple DUIs, and he's had 2 wives, and he's had, that guy's got a story.
Mm-hmm.
The people that have been through hell and back, those are the guys that have great stories.
Or girls.
Or
women.
Or women. I was just thinking, can you play this? Like, you can play this and you're not going to get a copyright thing?
We're not showing the TV. But yeah, we will get a copyright if he shows that TV, but we're not going to show that TV. We're showing you.
Okay. So, yeah. So I think those chicks, listen, some of those girls are going to be like, look, I was born, middle class, and everything went well, and I had a friend that talked me into doing this, and I make great money, and I'm saving the money, and I'm banking, and that's it. So that's fine. Another girl's going to be like, listen, when I was 13 years old, my mother, who's a heroin addict, her boyfriend started molesting me, and when I turned 17, I left the house and I went. They're going to have I joined the military, and after 2 years I got out, and those chicks are going to be like, that's amazing, this chick's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that'd be a super cool channel, and I think if you just did that, and here's what I think too. Here's my idea. They come in, they do 45 minutes, they tell their story, okay, they leave. You put the whole thing together. I'm going to photograph them a bunch of times. So
just like Mark?
Just like Mark. Oh, listen, I'm total ripoff.
You should paint them instead of photograph them. You should paint them.
Yeah,
like
that's what I need, more work.
Like
okay.
Rose in the Titanic.
I should paint them. Yeah, because I can whip out a painting in 20 minutes. That's no big deal. So anyway, back to reality. I'm going to take some photos.
The people do the caricatures at the fair?
I'm going to put together the whole thing, right? Put together the whole thing. Once it's done and you're ready and it's uploaded, I'm going to take a QR code, put it on a 500 business cards with the girl's name, and give it to the chick so she can pass it out. It's a barcode. So she's got 500 of them. She can give them to a client. She can give them to whoever she wants. You can go and see my bio. Plus, the other thing is in the description, I'll put any social links that they want.
Your OnlyFans?
Yeah, their OnlyFans, their Instagram, their Facebook, whatever they want. So that, to me, could lead to something for them. So there's a huge benefit for them. Sorry, go ahead.
I just met this chick the other day. She's 24 years old.
Does your mom know that? I mean, does your wife know this?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's dating a friend of mine. She's 24 years old.
She's dating. You're 40. She's dating
a friend of mine.
When you do it, when I do it, it's upsetting.
Wait, what?
And when I interrupt you, it's upsetting.
Oh, no, I'm not upset. You're supposed to interrupt. I'm not allowed to interrupt. But she's 23. She's got an OnlyFans.
She was 24.
Oh, no, that's what I meant. 24.
Same thing.
She's got an OnlyFans. She's got this other thing set up where people can call her and talk to her, and she has phone sex with them. But it's not really her. There's a call center in Mexico where these bitches sit there and they pretend to be her, and they take a fee. And
fat Mexican chick.
Yeah, right. She's like,
Eating
hey
donuts
baby,
and,
hey baby, it's me, Gloria. And she's making like $60,000 a month.
Oh my god! You need to have her on your thing.
I know.
You got to have her,
Right?
Yeah, nice.
24 years old. Fucking insane.
That's nuts.
Unreal.
But yeah, there's a thing about those girls like strippers, or especially porn stars too, because they come from those really shitty places, right? Where they're in a spot where they're really young and they need to find a way out.
Yeah.
So when you're that young, when you're a kid, and especially if you're a female and you're young and
You don't have a lot of choices.
you're attractive, what's the most obvious way to make money? Prostitution, stripping, porn. Like sex is the most obvious way,
Right.
especially
Well,
if you can sell your body. Like
The most obvious way is like a job at McDonald's, but
No, to
that's
make
not
real
gonna,
money.
Right, I was gonna say, but
The
let's face it.
financial way.
Right, but let's face it. You're not gonna go get a job at McDonald's and be able to pay your bills. So people are like, oh, she could get a real job.
Right.
She's 17 or 18 years old.
Right.
She maybe she has a high school diploma. Maybe she doesn't.
Right.
She's gonna get a job working at either fast food or in retail. And the fact is, you cannot survive on that.
No.
So what is her second option, of course, is,
if you're living with some
Yeah.
abusive uncle and you need to get out, you need to find a place to rent, you need to get your own car, you need to do all this stuff. The most obvious thing, if I'm a young whatever in my late teens or early 20s girl who's in that situation, I'm gonna go fucking be a stripper, or I'm gonna go do porn. I mean, those girls are the one, and a lot of those girls make a shitload of money doing
Right.
that. And a lot of them they turn into like social media celebrities, like that girl Lana
Yep.
Rhodes. She's fucking
A lot of
worth
them end
tens
up-
of millions of dollars.
a lot of them end up crashing too. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know how to manage the money. They end up getting with some guy who basically takes advantage of them. They don't know how to invest the money. They work for 10 years. They still have nothing. They don't understand why they're making $70,000 a year, and they don't understand. I understand. I have no money. My bills are always late. Your boyfriend doesn't have a job. You know, he's blowing all your money. You're hooked on drugs. Like, where's my money going? Well, you know, they don't understand. So I get it. You know what's disappointing about this whole conversation? I really, really was talking to a buddy of mine, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna pitch the idea to Danny and Hat Rack," and I said, and I said, "I'm telling you right now," I said, "they're gonna be total jerks about it. Like they're gonna be like either that's stupid, or they're gonna say like, nobody wants to this or that, or yeah." They're gonna be all like weirdos.
Why does that upset you?
Why is it upset? Well, it upsets me because that's what I was expecting. Like, this isn't what I expected. I expected you to be more of a jerk about it.
Why would I be a jerk about it?
I don't know. You typically are. I just assume you'll usually have some kind of a childish, 14-year-old response to something like this, and instead you're actually being
That's
mature
a decent
about it.
idea.
Now I'm
like
questioning it.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta paint it right. That's all.
I got it. I already named it. I already got the channel.
What's it called?
It's called Pink Crush.
Pink.
And I
Crush.
put a
How'd
little
you come
video
up
up.
with that?
I put a video up.
Do you already have a logo? I can get Luke to make you a logo.
No, you can't.
So wrong. Have you talked to Luke?
I haven't talked to Luke ever since that day. I haven't even talked about it on this podcast at all either.
That is so upsetting.
I know, it's sad. Aiden was here. That was the last time Aiden ran the podcast.
Yeah.
Ran the switcher. Aiden was sitting right there when that whole thing went down.
This is going to be a much less interesting podcast. Let's put it that way. So, I do. I already got the channel, and I put up a little video. I'm going to reshoot it tomorrow because it's really kind of cruddy. Matter of fact, I just made the channel today, and it's called Pink Crush, and I used the symbol for the female symbol.
Yeah.
When it's pink, well, it's black on a pink background. Or is it pink on a black background? I don't know. But I did it, and like you can go there, but when I punch it into YouTube, it wouldn't.
Are you on TikTok yet?
You need like a neon light sign logo or something. Like all the strip
Well, this is
clubs
actually
have.
kind of I'm trying to
You need like
do
a
it.
strip club sign.
Pink Crush.
So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
does
Pink
come
Crush
up. Well, it doesn't come up.
neon.
That's because it's a brand new channel, though. They don't show up. They don't start propagating in search until you have the channel for like at least a month, right?
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Because
really?
Well, they want to know that you're serious about your YouTube channel before they start, giving you the search.
but I punched in the exact name.
That doesn't matter. Sometimes you know as well as I do. We've had episodes that we've done, and you can search for the exact title of our podcast, and they don't even show up on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube controls that shit.
Oh, I sent it to you, didn't I?
They got it locked down tight. Matt
Yeah,
Cox.
bro. I sent this to you.
Look at Kyler Murray. That's a little guy, Kyler Murray. He's like your height. He's like your height. No, he's probably taller than you.
No, that's not possible. Okay, so yeah, I got my little channel. I got my thing right here. There, that's.
Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see Pink Crush. Let me see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna redo it.
Somebody just proposed me a trade.
Pink Crush.
Pink Crush. Yeah, I got to redo that.
Channel that I just started. It's going to be called Pink Crush, and I think we're going to spell Crush
TikTok.
with a K.
Yeah,
So
I didn't spell it with a
here's
K,
what
by the way.
the
It's not
channel's
spelled
gonna
with
be
a K.
about. It's basically a channel where I'm going to be interviewing.
Look at that nice podcast studio you got.
dancers, right? Like
It's
exotic
an illusion.
dancers from clubs around.
It's what?
It's an illusion. It's
What
not.
do you mean?
It's not that nice.
I don't know if they'll just be from Florida, around the country.
Let me
I
see.
don't know.
Like
I
1
just-
inch.
I think I like the to add on to your niche. Not only would it be strippers, but it's cool that it's Florida strippers.
Yeah, and I said that. I said
Because
they may be
Florida's
from
a-
around the world. I mean, they may
Yeah.
be from around the world. Give me a break. Maybe from around the country, but
Yeah, they
who
might be
knows?
from around the world.
I mean, we'll see who comes.
Yeah. I
See
mean,
who
you go to the
shows
strip
up.
club, there's a lot of women definitely ain't from here.
Yeah.
You're big. Are you big on TikTok? You
No.
use TikTok a lot?
No,
I
but
had my friend Wally Green called me today, and I tried posting something on TikTok, and he called me. He's like, "Bro, you're doing it all wrong." He showed me the right way to do it. He's like, because he does. Wally Green, he's the ping pong player who's played in tournaments all over the world. He's been in North Korea playing ping pong, ping pong tournaments, North Korea, fucking China, Australia, Germany, everywhere. And he lives in New York City now, and he makes ping pong videos on TikTok, and he blows up on there. He's blowing up. And he was telling me all like the little tips and tricks to make your TikTok blow up.
I mean, I have a TikTok, but it doesn't do anything. Like we put up little snippets and
there's that recent leak of all those Facebook documents. You know, that girl that was whistleblower for Facebook.
Yeah.
In one of those documents that she leaked, Facebook they showed a study on there comparing Instagram, which Facebook owns, to TikTok, and it showed that Facebook's not Instagram, but Facebook's user base is like a large majority of boomers, and it's like dwindling in the younger demographic year by year by year. And Instagram is starting to make that same trend. And Facebook's own studies showed that people on TikTok, what did it say? It said that TikTok has 2 to 3 times more teenagers and people in like their early 20s than Instagram. And Instagram's audience is aging up a lot faster, and people in their teenage years and their early 20s spend 2 to 3 times more time on TikTok versus Instagram, which is pretty crazy.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's more interactive. There's more stuff, stuff to look at. It's fun. But the thing is that it's not, as far as creating kind of like a personal account,
Yeah.
It
not
has
really
to,
that.
No, it's not like Instagram. It's not like you can post pictures and you can do, you can post pictures and little things like that. So I can't imagine.
Once you start to like mess around and scroll through TikTok a couple times, Instagram just seems so much more boring compared to it.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but still there's a personal appeal to Instagram and Facebook.
Really?
Right.
Like I can't
What's
really
the appeal of Facebook? I can't really.
You can post pictures and you
It's
can
more
post little,
personal.
you
It's a
personal. You can
personal
talk and you say
profile.
things. And they
TikToks, you just go on there, do your little
you
dance.
do your little funny things and
I see
post them.
all my shit on TikTok is like crazy golf tricks and tips and.
I mean, I guess it depends on what your interest is. See, like I never get anything like that.
No,
all I get
that's
is
'cause they serve you what you already like.
yeah, of course. I get lots of jokes and funny things, and I get some conspiracy theory stuff, but only because I'll get them and then I'll shoot them to people that I know,
yeah.
and so they're
You're
like, oh, he
interacting
shares
with
this
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
He must love it. I really don't love it, but I know all these crackpots that love it. And
Yeah.
this will get them going. Boom! Did you see that, bro? Oh, that's crazy, man. Did I tell you about that? Oh, okay. I'll just listen. This guy's insane.
Bro, there was I just saw it today. They're because TikTok is owned the company that owns TikTok. I forget what the fuck it's called. It's called like BitDance or something. It's this company that's owned by China.
Yeah, China
the
company. Yeah,
it's a CCP company.
Right.
That owns TikTok, and that guy Ted Cruz was like grilling the spokesperson for TikTok under oath just the other day, and he's like, under your privacy policy, it says that the privacy of the users on TikTok is subject to TikTok, XYZ, and TikTok and TikTok subsidiaries and other or something like that. And he's like, so does this other include Beijing, the Beijing owned company called whatever that owns TikTok? The guy like wouldn't answer it. He's like, it's a yes or no question. Is other
but I
considered?
gotta go to back China and
If you can you find,
you don't want to snitch.
Aiden, try to find that video
guys will
of
kill me.
Ted Cruz questioning TikTok. It's fucking crazy because Ted Cruz is actually like ethering this guy in front of Congress, and this guy's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like yes or no, it's binary. Like answer yes or no question. This guy's like, he keeps like just like dodging it and going around it. So it's pretty shady that it's quite possibly TikTok is sharing.
And who is that Beijing company?
Yeah, I tried. I think it's like BitDance or something, but it's a company based in the U.S., but they are partial. Like one of their investors is like the CCP owns a percentage of that company. Mm-hmm. Like all companies in China, most big companies in China,
technical or tech companies and manufacturing companies, the Chinese government owns a portion of it.
Right. I had this argument with him earlier this week. He's like, "Why is everyone hating on China? He didn't understand why everyone's hating on China." He's like, "What's everyone hating on China for?" And I was explaining to him,
world domination. Like they're not trying to just like, hey, we're just going to hang out here and make some money and be okay and help our people. Like they're thinking, no, we're just coming for everybody.
Right.
I mean, I feel like America thinks they own the whole world.
No, yeah, but it's dwindling quickly. And here's the thing. Look, here's the problem with that is that China. So I love it when there's people like, yeah, but we do this and we do that and we bully people and we this. Yeah, I understand, but you understand that if the balance shifts, people are not going to, like, other countries are not going to be as kind to us as we've been to them. Like so we're not taking over your country. We'd like to trade with you. We'd like to do this. We'd like you to be a democracy. We'd like you to be an ally. But the truth is, if you decide against it, well, then, okay, that's fine. Go away. We'll just leave you alone. But China doesn't want you to be like an ally. China wants to take over. You're now a part of the Chinese of China. You're now a part of the Communist Party. Like, we're going to wipe everybody out. And so people are like, well, that's not good. No shit, it's not good. Like, they're already wiping out their own people. They got an entire section of a whole entire sect of people that they're wiping out right now because they don't feel like they're ethnically Chinese enough. So you tell me, how Chinese are you? Are you Chinese enough? No. You know what they're doing right now in Africa? Like, in Africa, we give them loans to build things, right? And then, of course, they can't pay for the. Did you ever read Confessions of an Economic Hitman?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. It's so devious.
Really?
Oh, it's based on it's written from a guy who actually says, like, he tried to write the book several times. He had worked for a company that basically was it was a company that was basically the CIA. So, or a combination like CIA, State Department, where they would go in and they would offer these massive loans in like South America to build all these roads and a dam, and they'd give like whoever, some country in South America, Peru or something. And so they build this stuff. And if they pilfer the loan and they can't build it, well, they still have to repay it. Like, I don't care what you do with the money. We're going to hire you. We would like you to hire these companies, American companies, to build it. And hopefully it gets built. And hopefully you guys don't steal the money before we can build it. But once it's built, you have to pay it back. If you can't pay it back, well, then we have the option to come in and run this part of the dam and do this and do that, and we get to take your UN vote. Like, so now you have to vote our way in the UN. There's all this manipulation. And really what we did was we gave you a loan that we really didn't think you were going to be able to pay back. And when you couldn't, now we get your stuff.
That sounds familiar.
Right. What?
That just sounds like typical bank shit.
I mean, okay, well, no, the banks want you to pay, bro. The banks don't want your house. But the point is that they're doing that. So here's the thing. But the problem is, a lot of times, like in a lot of countries, we would give them loans and they couldn't pay it back, and they really only lose very little. Like they might lose their voting rights in NATO or whatever, the UN or whatever. But it's not like huge. Well, China's coming in, and China is saying, like, they're going into Africa right now, and they're building roads, but they're building the roads. So they're building the roads, they're building factories, they're building things in these other countries and having the Africans work them, but they still own everything. So they're basically enslaving them in their own country because they don't want them in their country. So we're going to build these factories, we're going to have you guys work them, and then we're going to, we're going to reap the profits, and you guys don't own anything. And if you can't pay or whatever, the problem is, then we can always come in and take things over. They're turning these countries into, satellite, not even satellite countries. You can't even say, yeah. Like you go to Africa. There's tons of Chinese in Africa right now.
Are they loaning the money to Africa to build this, or are they?
No, they're building it themselves. Like we would loan them the money. They're going in and give them a loan that they couldn't pay. The Chinese are going in and they're building everything and then hiring all the Africans. So we're going to raise your economy up a little bit.
Okay.
But look, you see how they treat their own people.
How do they treat their own people?
Look,
explain for him. He doesn't
like
know.
your cell phone right now. You understand if you work like a good job in China right now. First of all, there used to be no middle class, but they actually have a growing middle class. But right now, if you work, and let's say you work for Apple in China,
Foxconn.
Okay, Foxconn. So they here's what they do. You work there, so you're working 40 to 60 hours a week, and you can live and it's in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to live. So you can live in one of our buildings. It costs this much money. You can have a cell phone. It costs this much money. You can get on the food plan. It's this much. By the time they're done, these people are basically making, after they pay all their bills, they might have a few dollars left over. Like they're trapped. It was so bad. The depression was so bad in these buildings.
Suicide.
People were jumping out of the buildings. And so when there was pressure put on Apple, because there were all these articles saying are you happy with your cell phone? Because Chinese people are jumping out of buildings because they're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week and you're taking all their money. It's a complete trap. And this is their own people. And Apple said, look, you have to fix this. Do you know what they did to fix it? You're right, we do. We're gonna lock the windows, and if they knock them out, we're putting nets.
That's nice.
They put nets at the end, so if they do jump, they'll hit the net.
Yeah.
Maybe just pay them a little bit more. Is that an option? They're like, oh, that's crazy. Wait a minute.
No.
But
That's more affordable.
Right. But so I'm saying, what are they going to do if this is their own people? What are they going to do? And listen, they're going to want to take Taiwan back. They're already trying to do that. They're already making these little fake islands. So they're making little fake islands off the coast of China so that they can expand the China's like what's their property. They're going to try and they want Taiwan, but they've already said that we want Taiwan back.
They're taking Taiwan over.
Yeah, we're going to take this back.
What was the latest
at some point?
What was the last jurisdiction they took over? What was the?
Oh, it was the
NBA player was talking about it. The guy for the Celtics. I forget.
What are we saying?
Wait.
What was the question?
Man, I can't believe
they keep taking more and more territory. Like they keep claiming
right,
more
but
and more
nobody does anything.
How come they can't take North Korea?
They don't want
they
North
work
Korea.
with North Korea.
Yeah, they don't want North Korea.
They are.
There's a ton of people there. They're all so basically they'd have to come in and feed the first. That's like us invading North Korea. Why don't we invade North Korea? First of all,
Because they have China.
Well, of course, one, they have China, but the second problem is this: now we have to feed all these people. Like they're starving to death right now.
Right.
We come in. It's a logistical nightmare to have to feed all these people in an economy that can't pay for their own food. So we don't want that problem. China doesn't want the problem. Why wasn't China? China could go in there in a weekend and take over the whole country. They're like, these people, the average height down there's like 5'1". They have no nutrition. I'm like a giant in China. I'm like 6'2" in China. I could be pushing everybody around. But yeah, in China, in North Korea. It's horrible.
Right.
It's horrible. Did you see the one soldier? This was a couple of years ago. He escaped. He got through the demilitarized zone. He actually got into South Korea. They were like, listen, this guy had like 6 different like tapeworms inside of him. He had they said malnutrition. I mean, he was just falling apart. This is a soldier. Mm-hmm. And he was explaining, he's like, look, there's no food. Like, we're barely being fed. And they chased him down. They tried to kill him on their way there. They're shooting at him, everything.
You want to know what's fucking crazy? I just found out the other day when I Googled it, when me and him were arguing about, he was trying to argue with me about China. He's saying China's, there's nothing wrong with China. And I was trying to explain to him all this stuff.
Bro.
I was like, I looked it up. I said, what crimes are punishable by death in China? Fucking fraud.
Oh yeah, fraud.
Mortgage fraud.
No,
One.
no good, bro. No
death
good.
penalty.
Almost any type of fraud was death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's bad. Did you remember the thing where that guy did they kill him or did he kill himself? Where they had the dog food from China and they were putting some kind of bullshit filler in it. That was like basically was like it was like styrofoam or something in the dog food or something just to save a few pennies. And when they found out about it, the guy was like, I think he killed himself because it was fraud. Like you're running a scam and you're making us look bad. You're selling this to the Americans. Now it's in all their papers. They're going to stop buying. They're going to stop buying this, all food products for all these different companies. And of course, the Chinese government. We own parts of those companies. Like, all right, that's it. You're dead. You're a dead man.
So he just killed himself.
I think he killed himself, or I want to say he killed himself. It was. Listen, whatever it was, it was outrageous what happened to him as a result of it. Like I hear, like they'd be like, you can go to jail for 18 months. It was a
probation.
Yeah, it's fine.
But China has basically an economic stranglehold on the rest of the world.
Well, they've got a long-term plan. They're not thinking next quarter. They're not thinking the next 2 or 3 quarters ahead. They're thinking the next half a century.
Right.
So how do you? And their entire thing is being run by one guy and a party that's designed for world domination. They're not saying, hey, let's all just be friends. It's like, no, we're gonna. They're gonna take over South America. They're already taking it over, South America and Africa. That's what's gonna happen.
Which parts of South America are they taking over?
I mean, I don't know exactly what parts, but there's tons of them down there.
Really?
They're building roads, they're building factories, they're hiring people. It's massive.
Wow.
Did you in China they have they have the surveillance system where they're tracking all their citizens, like almost all the cities.
Like they are here.
Facial recognition. Yeah, but they're tracking you everywhere you go. And they're recording
They don't
things
do that here?
you do. No, I don't. Not to let me put it. It's so out there. It's so obvious. They've come up with a social score.
So a social credit score.
Social credit score. So if you
we're on that way, we're heading in that direction though.
If you were drunk in public,
maybe they're just more open about it.
Well, maybe, but listen, no matter how bad it is, it may or may not be here. If it were to ever happen, you've been caught littering twice. There was a domestic charge. You weren't charged, but there was a domestic call. Your neighbors complained, and one time you had a DUI 4 years ago. And guess what? You graduated high school, but very low in your class. So you've got a very low social score. So we're not going to allow you to use any of the trains or planes. You can't leave the country, and you can't leave the city, and you can't live in certain areas. Are you serious? Like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. What are you talking about? Like the paper fell out of my pocket. My wife, since she's bipolar, she's screaming, and the neighbors called the cops. Like, what are you talking? How is this? Yeah, no, that's
who's to say I was drunk when I was driving?
Right. Did I do bad in high school? No, but no offense. I had no parents, no parental supervision, and my teachers sucked, and I have a learning disability. How do I have a 4 on the social score? Like, I mean, it's unfair. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just these things that are just ridiculous. Listen, bro, my biggest fear would be China. Luckily, by the time they probably start invading and taking over, I'll be dead.
But they probably won't invade like forcefully, right? Like
no, right now they
don't
can't.
Need to.
They don't have the Navy. They don't have the ability to move their troops into one of the few countries in the world that has the ability to move a massive amount of their forces across the world is the United States.
Right. Right.
Like China doesn't have that. Right now, their concern is protecting our borders, and we can expand our borders from where we're at. Mm-hmm. Take over this country, we'll take over this island.
Burn.
Slowly. But at this point, they're spending more and more money every single year. And I think it's something like in 10 years from now, they'll be spending the same amount of money we're spending on defense. And their economy is massive.
Oh, yeah.
So at some point, it will overtake our economy. When it overtakes our economy and they can outspend us, then they win.
Right.
You
would think if you were in charge of a country, right? Like for a second, hypothetically, forget about human rights, forget about the people of your country. But if you treat if instead of it being your business, it's your country, and you want to make it the dominant superpower of the world, they're doing it right. Like they are the superpower.
Yeah, but they're also doing it at the expense of their own people. Like you would think you would try and dump money or dump more resources or, have an economic plan that helped elevate your own people. I mean, a ton of people are just dirt poor in China. Like grow your middle class. United States in the 70s was like at our peak. Our middle class was massive. Like people were doing well. People aren't doing great now. And
one of the presidents had the idea of moving all of our industrial manufacturing and stuff with like car manufacturers and steel and all that stuff. We shipped it all to China, right? Like
here's the
one of the president. When did that happen?
I have no idea. Well, I don't know which president. There's a lot of cars that are made in China. There's a lot of cars are made here too. The problem is at some point,
but like Detroit used to be like a metropolis.
Oh yeah, of course. Now it's hellhole.
Right.
Right. But I mean, imagine someday you need to start. You start manufacturing tanks and all of these types of things, and a ton of stuff is being manufactured with your enemy. I mean, what do you do? So it's just, I just don't think it's a good situation at all. Like to me right now with Biden being president, I would invade Taiwan right now and just take it over. Like take that whole line. Like who's gonna really? Nobody. Is he competent to make any of these decisions? Like to him, he'd be like, "Hey, I sent a harshly worded email." I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Like he's backpedaled so much; it's such a disaster.
Well, we bend the knee to China pretty much constantly, right?
Constantly.
All of our biggest companies do. The NBA bends the knee to China when anything happens. When one of the NBA players or one of the NBA executives says some shit about China on Twitter, they fire that person, or they push them down, or they silence them.
Yeah. At some point,
the NBA completely bends the knee to China because I think China is 10% of the NBA's total revenue.
What's Russia doing over there?
Play this video. This video. This
Wait.
video is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
This is Ted Cruz talking to the TikTok executive.
I was just gonna say that's Ted Cruz.
Get some volume going. Turn the volume up on the remote.
You got the
on the remote, Aiden.
Oh no, that's the light.
The TV remote. Yeah, right there. There you go.
I like the title is Ted Cruz Explodes.
Oh, we got no audio. Oh, you gotta go to the volume audio settings on the monitor on the bottom right.
There it's going.
Testimony, you talked about all the things you say TikTok is doing.
This is fucking great. Watch this.
That's great. I want to discuss the broader issue.
Senator, as I stated, that entity does not have any relation to the TikTok entity.
So I'll point out it took 3 questions to get you to answer about your parent. You finally answered yes, that you can share all your information with your parent company based in Beijing. I've asked you 3 times about this sister company that is obviously another affiliate. You've refused 3 times. That may be revealing. Often, as Sherlock Holmes observed about the dogs that do not bark, it may be revealing that
This guy's quoting Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he is.
company,
Matlock.
business of online propaganda. You're refusing to answer whether they fall under your privacy policy. That reveals, I think, a great deal, unfortunately.
Senator, with all due respect, I'm just trying to be accurate here.
Well, just say no. If it's no, then it's no.
Right.
Is it yes or
it's
no?
It's obviously not no.
Okay, I'm going to give you one
Right?
more chance in my time.
Well, you can't just say yes, right?
Look, in baseball,
You can't say yes or he's dead, man.
the Astros are going to begin winning the World Series.
He might disappear.
A 4th strike.
Wouldn't it be great if he said, "Senator, I have children"?
Yeah, right. Do you have children, Senator?
Quote, other affiliate of our corporate group, as your privacy policy defines that term.
Senator, as I pointed out before, my answer is the same.
Yes or no? You didn't answer.
Senator, I appreciate your trying with gotcha questions.
It's not a gotcha question. I'm asking about your policy.
And accurate about the
Are you
connection
willing to
between-
answer this question, yes or no?
Senator, I answered the question.
You have not answered the question. Is it another affiliate, yes or no?
Senator, I stated a number of times that entity is a domestic entity within China for licenses there.
And apples are red. You stated something that is not the question I asked. Is it another affiliate as defined under your privacy policy, yes or no?
Senator, I
You're
answered.
here under oath. Are you going to answer the question?
I answered the question. It's
Or
not-
were you
not
instructed
affiliate.
not to answer this question?
No, No, Senator,
So you're just not refusing to answer because you don't want to?
Senator, it is not affiliated with TikTok. That's your question. That is the answer.
Then say
I
no.
want to be clear because you're under oath. Your answer is that Beijing ByteDance technology is not a, quote, other affiliate of our corporate group, as your privacy policy uses that term. This is a legal question with consequence.
Senator, I understand the question. As I pointed out, TikTok is not available in China. That is an entity that is for purposes of a license of business in China that is not affiliated with TikTok.
So for the record, you're refusing to answer the question.
I believe I answered your question, Senator.
Yes or no? Tell me which one it is. Just give me one word, yes or no.
Senator,
Can you force somebody to give you a yes or no answer?
No, no.
It's not a yes or no question. I want to be precise.
Is this company another
It does seem like
affiliate
it's a
of
yes or no
Biden?
question.
That is binary. There's not a maybe. Yes or no?
It's
Is
complicated.
this company one of these? It
He won't answer
fall
it.
within
You
this
can
group?
stop it.
It's complicated.
Yeah, does
That was long.
this company fall within? That's like saying.
Sorry for the long video.
Is Shane a member of my family?
Right.
Yes or no?
Well,
see, you're under. Exactly. I'm not quite sure what
Define
you're saying.
family.
Yeah.
it's sketchy that he wouldn't answer no. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, it's not even sketchy. It's obvious.
It's
what
obvious.
The answer
Right.
is.
You can see.
But I mean, he's playing the role
Senator,
like any other typical lawyer in the
I
courtroom.
have children. Please, please stop asking me this question.
So Matt, based on your information and your knowledge that you know about China, why wouldn't that guy say yes or no?
all my information comes from YouTube. But yeah, I mean, obvious. Yeah, it must be.
Is it crazy? Do you think China is collecting biometric data on American teenagers through TikTok?
I think on everybody. I think they've got massive buildings filled with computer banks that are just storing just tons of information on everybody. But you know what's interesting? Why isn't TikTok in China? And the other, my other question is like you understand, like China doesn't, like, they don't have any respect for our intellectual property. Did you ever
No, right. I told him that too. He doesn't care.
Oh, did you? That's what's wrong with you? See, they're banking on you. So you look, you know
banking. How much money is China making off me?
Look, for instance, I'll give you an example. They're stealing intellectual property from U.S. companies. Who
Like
do you think
Nike?
who do you think pays for all of that research? That China just comes in and says, "Oh, let's just steal this." You know,
Nike doesn't seem too upset. All the shoes are made there.
Well, no, because they're making tons of money. So what do they care? But it's not. I'm not talking about.
Well, why
I'm not
do I
talking
care?
about. I'm not talking about. Because that's what they're banking on. They're banking on people to be happy watching sitcoms and playing with their cell phones while they grow and doing nothing. Pull your troops back from here. We don't need to build this many tanks. Forget about getting the next generation fighter. Don't worry about putting money into satellite research. We're good. We're happy. We've got cell phones. We get to go to dinner twice a week. Like, you know, we can play baseball. We can watch baseball and football, and you know, so we're happy. So what does it matter while we're sitting here, you know, la 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 la, and they're building up, and then one day they start building troop transports.
We're not building nothing over here.
No, but we're not expanding. They're expanding. Let me put it this way.
Why aren't we expanding?
That's what I'm saying. Listen, people talk about like colonialism, like oh, you shouldn't have colonial. Listen, Mexico. If I was president, Mexico would be a state right now. I mean, we're worried about the border. Man, I'd just go in that whole place and clean it out. It'd be horrible. It'd be brutal. Let me tell you something.
I'm going in the vault.
Firing
You would
squads.
clean it out?
Oh, there'd be firing squad. Oh, and as far as Afghanistan,
Well, that doesn't
I mean,
sound any better than China.
no, but wait till they get carte blanche to do whatever they want. You don't really think that they're gonna like let the rest of us, like, we're subhuman to them. You know, the way we looked at the Chinese back in back throughout the 1800s and 1900s, like we were like they were little people with squinty eyes and they couldn't see, like we were completely racist, right? Well, it shifted. Like they think we're not in the same category as them. Like they don't want Americans. Like they'll take a couple Americans because, you know, we're kind of creative, and they like to have us come in, pay us a little bit of money, steal our stuff, steal this. The windmills that they all had, they had some company come in and build the windmills and come up with all the software. And then you know what they did? They said, yeah, we don't need any more of your windmills. Why? Because we've now figured out how to do the software. We've now we're manufacturing the windmills. We're putting them all up ourselves. We've stolen your intellectual property. These people then, the windmill companies over here, for the electric windmills, sued them, billions of dollars worth of lawsuits that they're supposed to pay. And the Chinese are like, yeah, we're not paying. But you clearly stole our stuff. You're using all of our technology to build your windmills. Yeah, I know. What are you going to do?
Right.
Nothing. You're not going to do anything.
We can't do shit.
Right. We're just going to keep your stuff. So what I'm saying is
we're basically getting economically bullied by them.
Right. And at some point,
You're telling me that doesn't go both ways?
I'm saying that right now and for the past 50 years, we could have invaded all of these other countries. We didn't. We didn't, though. So what I'm saying is they're
Behind
already
closed doors. I think we kind of
disagree.
pretty much
Iraq
did,
and
man.
Afghanistan, we invaded.
I mean, we own banks in
We're-
all the fucking countries.
Yeah, but you're so what just happened in Afghanistan? You know what I'm saying? Like what's happened in all of these countries? I mean, we're saying, hey, become a democracy. We're not coming in saying, like, to me, it'd be colonialism. I'd go straight in and just wipe out the entire upper structure, and I would wipe out everybody, and I'd put our own people in, and I'd have green zones, and they'd all be subservient. It'd be brutal. There'd be firing squads. It'd be horrific.
Christ, Matt Cox.
Because that's what's going to happen when China takes over. They're going to come in here, and your children are going to be lined up and going to their schools. And if you say anything, you're going to be in an internment camp, or you're going to be executed. And they're going to go through and they're going to clean everybody out.
You didn't tell me you were such a nihilist.
I mean, what am I supposed to say, bro? I mean, it's the truth. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Like,
You think they could take us over?
right now, I don't. Right now, I don't. Right now, I think it's. First of all, they can't even invade right now. Like, they literally can't move their troops.
Their navy is like nothing compared to ours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but
how could
you
it
also
ever
know what
catch
they're
up?
but you know what they're building, because you know what they're building.
No,
They're
I
building these submarines that are kind of like we have the drones. They have subs that are like that. So their whole concept is right now, we build. You remember the wolf packs in World War II? So in Germany, what they could do from inside of Germany was we can't build these massive ships. It's too much. But what we can do is we can build 1,000, 2,000 submarines. So we can make the sea so dangerous that they can't use it to their advantage. So we can't build a bunch of ships from Germany. We don't have the resources. We don't have the ability. We don't have the
We can't
manufacturing
get
to do it.
fucking drone submarines.
No, what I'm saying is we don't have them. I'm saying they do.
Surely
they're
we can
they're
figure
building
that
so
out.
many of them that they're going to make the
We
sea
got
so
sky
dangerous.
drones dropping bombs.
They're going to make the sea so dangerous that even if they don't have the ships, they can take out ours. They don't have to build ships to compete with us if they just remove ours from the equation. And it's cheaper to
But
build.
submarines are considered navy. A submarine is considered a warship.
What do you mean it's considered a warship?
It's considered a submarine is part of a navy.
First of all, they're not even manned. We're talking
Oh,
about
they're not manned.
no, they're like drones.
They're unmanned.
Right, so you got
Surely we
you got
can
a
get
bunch
some
of
of
guys
those,
in
no?
huh?
Surely we can
You
get
know
a
how
few
many-
of those.
I mean, but you have to develop like you can't put together something
You
like
know-
that from scratch.
We can't?
That takes a decade in research. Then you have to figure out the manufacturing. Then you have to. They're way ahead of us. They're already figuring this out. They're going to have a massive, massive military, and
I
they've got
find it hard
they
to
got the
believe they're
men.
that far ahead of
Are
us.
you serious? Listen, check the comments. It's going to
we
go
got
nuts.
drones flying around the world dropping bombs on people.
But
we
they
can't
have-
figure out how to make them go under the water.
Yeah, they've got like 20 soldiers for every one soldier we have.
Right.
That's 20 to 1. You can have bows and arrows, and I can have a machine gun, and guess what? You're going to take me out. You got 20 guys. I've got what? You're going to get me. There's 20 of you.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that's,
we got
that's definitely true.
we got
And-
missiles and all sorts of shit. It's not
What's,
just-
So do they.
what's the
20
population of China?
Yeah, but so how are they so far ahead of us?
Well, even if they're not, look, I'm not saying that they are technically superior. What I'm saying is, if it comes down to it, the numbers alone should tell you that. First of all, they have more tanks than us already. By the way, they have more tanks. They have more troop transports as far as like inside the country. They have more jeeps. They have 20 times. I think it's something like it is. I think it's like 20 people, 20 soldiers for every one of our soldiers. I mean, come on, bro.
1.4
You gotta
billion.
know that's an issue.
How many people do we have? We have 300 million in the U.S.
They got more people.
Is
They've
it
always had
350
more
now? Is it
people.
350 or 330 something right now?
Almost 350 maybe. What's the U.S. population? 1.4 billion in 2020 in China. That's fucking absurd. Okay, United States right there. Yeah, 325 million, 329 million.
320. Ooh, I said 330.
Yeah, you were close.
How many people? How many soldiers are in the Chinese military?
Yeah, look that up. Soldiers in the Chinese military. Did you see that video on social media of the North Korean soldiers putting on that show for Kim Jong-un? They had like this, but they had this group of North Korean soldiers doing like crazy fucking martial arts, like kicking people in the head, doing backflips, like Jackie Chan type shit.
Yeah, this guy's like he's like.
Okay, China military size 4,015,000 total personnel.
4 million. How many?
United
are in the
States
US?
2.2 million.
4 million versus 2. So what?
So they got twice the
2 to 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
twice. Whatever, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's double. That's double our people. Double.
Yeah, but
It's not 20, but it is double.
what do you want to do about it?
Well, I don't want to do anything. What do you mean? I want to do? What I want to do is I want to put more money into military, and I want to start taking over some countries. That's what I want to do. I want to take all of South America. I want to take all.
That's the
I wanna-
answer I was looking for.
Yeah. What do I want to? I want to take. I want to go in. I want to push all the way through.
But we're already
Mexico.
putting an insane amount of money into the military. What do you mean?
No. I mean more. And I think you go in and you take over Mexico, and I think you go into all of South America, and I think you go into all of Africa. And I think that's it.
Yeah, but then you got to feed all those people, like you said. Now what?
Listen, I'm not.
Who's gonna
He doesn't-
feed
he-
everybody,
Look,
man?
the difference is that
wants to kill 'em all.
I'm not that concerned about feeding them.
He wants to kill them all.
Yeah, we were talking about why
Said firing squads.
Listen,
This guy. We're sitting next to the modern day Hitler.
I mean,
this
listen,
guy. Who's
I'm just saying something. You got to start thinking long term.
You're taking over. Like what's his
Amadeo.
name? Amadeo.
Yeah,
You're
who's-
just another Amadeo.
Yeah, who was arrested?
So,
by the way,
so
he's in jail.
What? He's back in jail?
No.
Thought I told
No.
you that.
How did that happen?
Probation they violated his probation, threw him back in jail. Now we don't know if it's a new charge. See, I don't talk to him, but we don't know if it's a new charge, or if it's a new charge, or if it's just a probation violation because he was combining several companies and he had a bunch of offices in Orlando, and basically he was doing what he does. He was putting together a company and start. I told you, it's not stopping.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
He's going on.
Yeah. And listen, in my book,
This-
I explain that he will get out and do it all over again.
Right.
He's been doing this.
Right.
Yeah, he's oh yeah.
It's hard to have
It's
hard
insanity.
to have a positive outlook on humanity and the world when all it is just these separate fucking groups of people just trying to take over and kill the other group of people.
Did I tell you about
That's
that?
all we are.
One of his things was he was going to like execute like all the lawyers. I mean, listen, during a rant one time. So just for your knowledge, I wrote a book called It's Insanity about a guy named Frank Amadeo who
Go
is
buy
a-
that fucking book now, you
listen,
cocksuckers.
rapid cycling bipolar with features of schizophrenia that believes that God is telling him he is preordained to be emperor of the world. The book's not even long. It's like less than 200 pages. But great book. Tried to take over the Congo. Did you ever watch the
Yes.
the
Yes.
documentary
Yes.
9 Days in the Congo?
Yep.
Awesome.
Fucking amazing.
Listen, he's great. Like I got photos and
He
everything.
tries to take over the Congo. He tries to become the president of the Congo.
Well, no, he tried to.
Oh no, he
was-
tried to get a guy elected as president
Right,
of the Congo.
right. And
a
then
guy
they-
he had in his pocket.
Yeah, and he had a military. He basically had like a private military group that went in there. He had hired a bunch of mercenaries. It was basically like a coup. They were going to take over a political coup, but still a coup.
Right.
And they figured it out and they arrested his guys. And eventually he gets them released, and it doesn't work. But the fact that you even think that you can do it is insane. Tried to buy a bunch of F-15s and F-16s that were used. I mean, anyway, the point is, yeah, got out on COVID, violated. Somehow, whether it's a new charge, I don't know, but they put him back in jail. He's back in jail right now.
Fuck.
Is he back in Coleman?
No, he's just right now. He's just in like the marshal's holdover.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I'm trying to think. You know where? I'm trying to think because I actually looked it up. So I mean,
Can you Google Frank Amadeo? Let's see if we can find any news articles on him. That's fucked up,
I'm
bro.
trying to find Mike Amadeo.
There's no finding him. He's in Dunedin somewhere.
I don't know.
Trying to. Oh, okay. I know what I'm gonna do.
Frank Amadeo.
Oh.
Try the
Second one.
Here it is. Look, here's where he is. He's in SeminoleSheriff.org. So Seminole
County.
That's over
Sheriff.org.
like Orlando area.
SeminoleSheriff.org. Look. Here.
Oh my God! Look at this fuck, bro. He looks old. He looks weathered in this face.
Bro, he's trying to take over the world.
I mean, it's not easy. It's hard on you.
Yeah, it's a hard life.
Wow.
Did you go to the inmate thing or? Can I have my thing back?
Hang on, let me see what else you got going on.
Yeah, no. Give me that. What are you doing?
That's fucked up, man. Fucking Amadeo, bro. So let me ask you this: if Matt Cox was president of the United States,
Oh God,
What?
who are you taking first?
you're taking Amadeo. You're gonna make Amadeo.
Amadeo's president.
Listen,
gonna be-
Amadeo may be in
Amadeo's
charge.
VP.
He's head of
Listen,
military.
absolutely military, NASA,
Yeah.
and he may be Joint Chiefs of Staff. Listen, things are changing.
Hey, speaking of
things
NASA,
are changing,
Speaking of NASA,
and there'd be oh my God,
Who else are you hiring?
brutal. Listen, right now it'd be the state of Afghanistan. We'd be 51 states. Not to, there'd probably be by now 55 states.
But why would
that
you-
had done taken over like Mexico, Afghanistan? Oh, there'd be some like Puerto Rico. Yeah, you're a state now. I mean, just like all these things that no, we're scratching that. We're scratching that. No.
so why doesn't the United States take over these countries?
Because they consider it like colonialism, and it's like it's bad because you're making them subservient to your because what happened was like look, you've got France and the Netherlands
But
also.
if we could make
and
it seems like if we could make Mexico, is the reason we don't like if you could say like okay we could take Mexico, we could do a deal, we could make them part of the United States and make Mexico, we can improve everything about Mexico, the quality of life there, the jobs there, like we can make it as part of the United States. It seems like
the
you
economy,
could do it
our
without,
economy would get hurt though. That's the problem. Is our economy for a temporary period of time would be there would be a drain.
Why?
Because you'd be absorbing an economy that is not functioning as well as ours.
Okay.
You know, it'd be like, you know, it's like you know marrying your wife who basically is in the hole every single month, and now you have to start contributing to pay her bills. It's like,
Right.
you know. So eventually you think, okay, it's okay because I can get her straightened out. And I can fix this, and we can refinance this, and we can do this, and eventually, 5 years, 10 years from now, it'll be better. But it takes decades to bring that whole country up, you know. So it's so instead, what we say is build a wall, you know, keep very few of them from coming in. Let's try and trade with them. You know, there's little things that we kind of do, but because they're saying, look, it's a massive undertaking to do that. I personally don't think it's that massive if you just get rid of a good portion of the population.
Fuck, bro.
Is that wrong? I feel bad about that. But
genocide? Yeah, that's kind of wrong.
I mean, what? I mean, I'm just saying in general, if you're a drain, it's an issue. They're killing each other off right now. What are you talking about? They're always
What do
killing
you
one
mean?
another off.
I mean, the cartels, yeah. but
Cartels, wipe them out. What's the problem with that? Wipe them out.
Make drugs legal. That would wipe them out. If you just
That
legalize
would
drugs.
be an issue. But you also look some drugs like meth.
Legal.
There's some legal.
Yeah. You're talking about wiping them out? Let them wipe themselves out if they want to. Make meth legal. Make cocaine legal. If you're going to be dumb enough. I mean, at least the people that die from cocaine and that shit right now is they die because they don't know what it's cut with. It's cut with fentanyl. And you don't know what the
You're
fuck
saying make a better
like,
product.
If I take a shot of this whiskey, I know I'm drinking whiskey. If I drink, like, you know, this analogy has been made before. I could drink this whole bottle of whiskey. I know I would probably end up in the hospital or dead if I chugged this whole bottle of whiskey, right?
Okay.
It's different with cocaine. If I got a fucking gram of cocaine, I don't know. I'm rolling the dice because you don't know what it's cut with. If it's cut with fentanyl and I do a line of coke laced with fentanyl,
Adios.
adios amigo, bro. I'm
It's all
dead.
bad.
But if you know that it's pure cocaine, just like I know this is fucking whiskey, I know my tolerance. I know how much I can do. The reason so many people die from doing coke and doing fucking heroin, whatever it is this cut with all this fucking crazy shit. You don't know what it is because it's illegal and because cartels can cut it. Not the cartels. The cartels usually provide pretty much a pure product.
A1.
But when it gets to the U.S., some of these guys in the U.S., the drug dealers in the U.S., they'll cut it with their shit to kind of increase their profit margin. And the result of that is a lot of people die because they don't know what they're getting. If you made it legal and you regulated it and you tested the purity, I don't think cocaine's a bad thing. If cocaine was legal and regulated and it was, you could buy a bottle of whiskey, just like if you could buy a bag of Coke, just like you could buy a bottle of whiskey, I think it would, first of all, it would fucking take out the cartels. Second of all, people wouldn't be dying from it.
It'd cost too much because then your government owns it and they want to make some money.
I guarantee you, if cocaine was legal, still more people would die from alcohol than they would from cocaine.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take out the cartels instead of fucking putting them in front of firing squads like you want to do.
Listen, nobody's missing those guys. All right,
You're a real piece of shit, Matt.
I mean, what am I supposed to say, Danny? Sorry.
You should just go join China.
Yeah, you should.
Oh wait till they take over.
Shane
they
loves
come,
China.
You should,
They,
just,
Shane
join
is the-
you
bro.
should just join their side.
Bro, they come when they come in. There's it'll be execution. They'll be wiping you out.
Shane visited China once when he was like 13 years old. He
Take
thinks-
me out then.
He thinks
Did
it's
you?
the coolest place
Yeah, I
ever.
went to China.
Where'd you go?
Well, we stayed in Guangzhou most of the
I don't know
time.
where that is.
So now he thinks he's like a local there. He's like, bro, you quit talking shit about China, bro. I've been there, bro. Just like he was born.
That's exactly what
he
I
was,
said, man.
He was born in Pittsburgh. He was there for like a week, and now he thinks he's like a Pittsburgh. He's a Yinzer. He's a Pittsburgh fan because he
Know
was
what
there
any
for
of that means.
He was there for the first week of his life, so he thinks
retarded.
he's like a local Pittsburgh. He's like,
Why were you in China?
My uncle married some girl from China.
Nice.
We stayed over there with her family and shit. Yeah,
which uncle?
on my dad's side.
The uncle that was at your grandma's house?
No, that's on my mom's side.
How'd that work out? Good. Still married?
You still with her?
I don't know. I think so.
Huh.
China was pretty cool.
Does China have a lot of mail order brides?
I don't know.
I wonder if China, if you can get if you
I
get
think that's
mail,
a Russia thing.
Russia
no,
and
there's
China.
there's tons of them from South America too. Like
Is there?
there's tons of women that will come here to be married to an American. I mean, they'll pay.
To get your green card.
Yeah, well,
Right,
yeah,
to be
no,
a citizen.
You
in
be a
the
citizen.
US.
You don't even green
because
card,
there's
just
the
citizenship.
because the United States has the human right there. The human rights freedoms in the United States are unlike any other country, right? Especially China and Russia.
I suppose.
I don't know about that, but that's what they're pitching.
That's what they're pitching, bud. I wonder if people in Russia and China get mail order brides from the U.S.
Too
No.
expensive.
Come on,
No.
The billionaires probably do.
nobody wants these American women.
I bet you
they're a
some Chinese
problem.
billionaires
They're
are
not
flying
listen.
in
They're
some
not
white women.
obedient. They don't listen.
That's true.
They want stuff.
That's
You
true.
get some chick from China, like, did you ever see the Eddie Murphy Raw where he's like, look, they're just happy, like they got some shoes. Like you bought them some regular shoes. They're like, oh, Eddie, thank you for the shoes. You know, they're like, so yeah.
Shane loves China.
Well, I mean, that's good. I'm telling you, it's gonna go bad. It's gonna go. It's probably might not be for 25 years.
You
We'll-
think
we'll
25 years China's taking us over?
I think that it's.
In 25 years?
So you know what's funny is like we're saying this right now, but let's say
Yeah.
5 years from now they invade Taiwan, they just take it over, and then you go.
That's gonna be less than 5 years, don't you think?
I don't know. I'm shocked they haven't done it this year.
Yeah.
But like to me, then you go, oh, okay, well then they kind of back off, like yeah, that's it, and then suddenly they invade like Pakistan. They have like issues with on the border of Pakistan.
And you don't think the U.S. instantly starts seeing
I-
some red flags and starts fucking around over there?
U.S. ain't gonna fuck around with them. though.
And listen, this isn't like going against
We've been fucking around over there with everybody the whole time.
The U.S.
the U.S. and China.
Not
What?
China, but Afghanistan.
Yeah, but
and stuff. We're not
Afghanistan,
afraid to go over.
Afghanistan, their military was like the
Right.
South Carolina National Guard. I mean, it was ridiculous.
But you think we're just
Like, it
going to
was-
let China keep taking shit over?
I
we
think they-
keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
the US
because
keeps-
eventually they get so big that you're like, look,
They've been
full-out
doing it.
war is a
So
full-out
who are they
war.
taking over so far?
I mean, they've been pushing back. First of all, they constantly have battles or disagreements with. Is it Pakistan or India? I think it's Pakistan. What? No. So I mean,
not sure.
So they're also they're also trying to expand. They're doing a lot of stuff, and I know what you're going to say. America did the same thing and everything. The problem is they're doing it better. So they have a better long-term policy, and in the end, their goal is that they are going to continue to take over these. Look, they're surrounding us right now. They're in South America right now. Like there's a ton of Chinese in Peru. Eventually
Chinese companies
and Chinese. Like I have a but they.
What does it matter if there's some Chinese people living there? What does that matter?
No, not some. I mean a lot. Like they're going in, they're building factories, they're building all throughout, and they're hiring. They're hiring those workers, and what they're doing is it's influence. They're trying to push their influence, and at some point, that influence shifts against the United States. That's all I'm saying. Like the funny thing is like you have to look out for your interests.
Yeah, but how many people can they take over that we're not friends with?
I mean, first of all, our friends are fleeting. Like even the thing with Afghanistan. Like, did you see almost all of our allies are like, you just pulled, you never asked, you pulled out, you didn't tell us this is coming. Like, they're scrambling to get out of Afghanistan because like 80% of all the troops there are like the United States. I don't know if it's exactly 80, but there was a ton. Like, they just did it. So our allies are furious at us. So I mean, it just gets to be an issue. It's just credibility, and eventually people start saying, "Look, we're just not going to back you," and China is too powerful. And so, what do you do when they start taking over these little countries?
The United States has been bending the knee to China for a while. No matter what they do, they've been bullying us.
Yeah. No, listen, not to say we didn't bully them for a long time, and everybody else. And I get it. It's like, but to say, okay, well, then now it's our turn to take some crap.
Well, that's karma.
I disagree.
Yeah, sure.
Is it unfair? Yeah. Is it unfair that that we pushed a whole bunch of people around for decades, and now they're pushing us around?
Enslaved people. I mean, fuck it.
They have slavery there now. I mean, they take people in from North Korea and they harvest them for their fucking organs.
What is that? What
they're
is
making your Nikes that you're wearing?
I don't have Nikes. There's an entire area in China that basically they're like starving to death. They have intern camps.
Right.
Can you punch up intern camps in China? Internment. I said
what is an internment camp?
It's basically nice. It's insanity. I love it. I didn't even see that. Frank Amadeo.
Frank looks 20 years younger in that photo.
Yeah, well, that was a while ago. That was before he did 10 years in prison.
Internment camp.
Yeah, China.
No, but China has a really big organ industry.
Yeah.
Harvesting organs for people.
Oh, that's it right there. Wait, what is it called? Ying's internment camp?
Oh, yeah, they have camps.
Right. There's like a whole section of their population that they're basically going after and putting in these camps.
For what? What are these camps?
I don't know. They got some problem with...
Click on that photo again, Aiden, the top one. All right, now click on the link, the Wikipedia link. Yeah, right there.
They got some problem with the ethnicity of this group
the
of people.
Yin Yang Internment Camp, officially called the Vocational Education and Training Centers by the government of China, are internment camps operated by the government of the... I'm not going to even try to say that. And the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. Human Rights Watch say that they have been used to indoctrinate Uyghurs and other Muslims since 2017 as part of a People's War on Terror, a policy announced in 2014. The camps have been criticized for alleged human rights abuses, including mistreatment, rape, and torture by the governments of many countries and human rights organizations. Huh.
Yeah, that's not the segment of the population that I'm talking about. There's an entire area. Somebody, I'm sure guys will scream and holler that you're talking what I'm talking about. But there's an entire area that they're going in. It's like saying,
yeah, I've heard this. They have camps there where they basically enslave people.
Right. It's like if suddenly the United States government said, you know what, we're going to go after all the Puerto Ricans.
Right.
Like that's what's happening. Is they're saying we don't like this section of our population.
Right. I've heard of that.
It's really an area that of China, and so they're going after and they're grabbing all those guys and they're putting them in and they're starving them to death, and there's all kinds of human rights violations, and they're putting them in these camps. I mean, it's so yeah. I mean,
And there's nothing that we can do about it. Like normally, if this was another country, United States would go in there and fucking destroy them, right? But it's China, so we don't do anything because
we complain. Like, what we complain a little bit. They're like, so what? Do you want your, do you want your ab rollers and your Nikes and your cell phones? Well,
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
We'd like that. Okay, well then shut up.
Then shut
bro.
the
What do
fuck
you
up,
care?
United States. Right.
Right. So, but the problem is, at some point, it does become your problem, and then you turn around and you go, well, wait a second. Well, why didn't somebody say something, earlier? And you're like, well, because we were getting cell phones and we were happy and we got to watch sitcoms and we're good. We got TikTok, so why complain that much? It's kind of what it reminds me of. It's kind of like the Holocaust. Like there were rumblings. Yeah, I always love it when you got a whole bunch of people that will say, well, the United States didn't know anything about the Holocaust was going on, but we did know. We knew there were there was tons of stuff where we knew this was what was going on, but what they were concerned about was winning the war. So we're not going to put too much emphasis on that. That can wait. We're not going to push that. And this is even prior to World War II. They just weren't concerned about it. Mm-hmm. And so they're allowing it to happen, and it wasn't worth going to war over. And they were executing these people. Mm-hmm. They're just kind of pushing these people around. And it's their own people, and so what? And yeah, people are dying, and some people are getting starved to death, and that sort of thing. But I mean, so you've got the Holocaust is going on in prior to World War II. We didn't do anything. Not only were we not doing anything, like they held the Olympics. That Hitler held the Olympics. We went in. Hitler was like Time Magazine's Man of the Year.
What?
Pull it up.
Stop it.
Adolf Hitler. Man of the Year, Time Magazine.
Stop it.
When was it?
That did not happen.
Oh, I wish I was a betting man.
Pull this up now. I want to see this. There's no way.
Bet, Matt?
If this happened,
Take the bet?
I said I wish I was a betting
if this ever happened, this had to have been scrubbed from the internet.
No, it's there. How much?
I'm not betting you.
Okay.
2 cups of coffee.
I'll bet you 2 cups of coffee.
Two
2 cups of coffee.
But how about dinner? Since you're paying for dinner anyway.
Deal.
There, that's a Danny deal.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it anyway.
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler, Time Magazine Person of the Year, right?
Yeah, Man of the Year.
Man of the Year.
Tie game, first quarter. Second quarter's just started, 7-7.
Listen, this guy
Cardinals Packers are tied.
This guy was
See,
elected.
We're distracted by our sports betting, our TikTok. We don't have time to worry about world domination, okay?
Oh, man. What am I, Frank Amadeo?
Hitler, Time Magazine of the
Fact
Year
check.
was not.
That's not what it
Is not your
says.
friend.
That's fake news, Matt
Not
Cox.
fake news.
Quit trying to.
What do you what?
Click on it.
1938.
The f-
Bro,
Fact check. The claim, Hitler's selection as Time Man of the Year shows why media is not your friend. Time Magazine's Person of the Year franchise.
Yeah, it is true.
Oh, it is true. Wow. The first person to appear on the cover was Charles Lindbergh in 1928. The following. A decade later, Adolf Hitler,
Man of the Year, 1938.
Nazi leader, was Man of the Year in 1938. No fucking way.
No, Germany was great. They
Where's
were
the
doing
cover?
great.
I
They
wanna
were
see the
kicking
cover.
ass. They were taking names. There was
didn't have-
manufacturing. It was great. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful place. Nobody cared. Who cared?
Wow. Who's that? Is that Khashoggi right there? That Jamal Khashoggi? Yeah.
No idea who that is. Looks familiar. Yeah, definitely.
Wow. What about Saudi Arabia, bro?
I mean, they're killing people in other countries, cutting them up and taking the bodies out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jamal Khashoggi, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What, the reporter, right?
The reporter, yeah. I think it was for the Washington Post.
What's he doing?
He'd written a couple nasty articles.
About Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, about this one prince in particular. So they invite him.
Mohammed bin MBS.
They invite him to the embassy to fill out paperwork or do something. He wanted to travel or
In
something.
Turkey. He was in Turkey.
Right. Goes in, never leaves.
They chop him up. They have audio. They have all the audio.
Killed him, chopped him up, and then walked the pieces walked them out like in bags and stuff and dropped them
They
off.
burned him in like a furnace or something at somebody's house.
You got some fucking nerve to go stepping around over there talking all that mess and then...
This guy's heartless, bro. It's horrible.
I know, he
It's
is,
horrible.
He's a
You're talking about killing people, taking over the world. Who are you judging right now? This
Listen,
guy
things
went
are
over
bad.
there
Things have
and talked
sometimes-
shit about him. And they fucking
he
picked
didn't.
him up and they
No,
slammed
he
him.
didn't. No, he didn't do that. He wrote some
He's a
articles.
journalist.
He wrote some articles. He just wrote some articles. But
Yeah,
but the
people
print
don't like
was
you
it
talking
was a
about
prince,
him.
right?
Huh?
It was a prince or something.
Yeah.
They didn't
Mohammed
like
bin
him.
Salman. Yeah, right.
Hey, Snowden just wrote a couple articles too.
Yeah, but he's safe in Russia. What
Yeah.
about
He ain't
Julian
safe
Assange?
over here.
Julian Assange. He's in the UK right now. He's on trial right now, and the US is trying to get him extradited here. And
Just for releasing what?
for releasing footage of
the drone strike.
the fucking
or is it-
drone strikes on people that the US was fucking
Right, for showing that the U.S. was doing something that was
just
like
committing murder, bro.
right, and so they're trying to get him back here and throw him in jail.
Right,
Like, that's
exactly.
ridiculous.
For being a journalist.
For being a journalist,
Right.
For exposing you
For
for
exposing
what
the
you
US
what you
government.
shouldn't have been doing.
Right.
Yeah, it's bad.
And what else happened? The lawyer that represented a bunch of people he represented tons of indigenous people against a lawsuit against Chevron, I believe it was, for a oil field spill, where basically Chevron had an oil spill that affected a bunch of like indigenous land and forestry in the United States, and he fought against Chevron back in the early 1990s.
Oh, was this a young guy? Was he a young lawyer?
Yeah, and then they're like demonizing him. He just got sentenced to fucking 6 months in prison for contempt of court. And it's insane. Like, that's never happened. Fucking this guy literally just represented people who lived on indigenous land who got affected by an oil spill from Chevron, and now he's going to prison for contempt of court for 6 months. Fucking Jeffrey Epstein didn't even go to prison. He got a fucking sweetheart deal in Florida for fucking molesting kids on his first go around,
Yeah, and still fucked that up.
and still fucked
I
up.
mean, that's how sick he is. He couldn't even stop.
It just shows that fucking America is run by corporations, and these corporations will get whatever the fuck they want.
Did you ever read the book The Pelican? Not the movie, but did you ever read The Pelican Brief?
No, never even heard of it.
Oh, it was.
I'm an idiot. I don't know anybody.
And it was John Grisham. It was John, but it was before your time. But it was basically it was a law firm represented this it was like an oil interest, and they wanted to go into the Everglades and drill for oil in the Everglades, but because there were pelicans, this certain type of pelican, and they were endangered, they weren't going to be allowed to do it. They knew that their case was going up to the Supreme Court. Like, they tried to do it, they got stopped by this young couple, or like a young lawyer had stopped them. But he'd won the case, and the case was going to be decided in the Supreme Court. But they knew these two Supreme Court judges are a problem for us. They're going to vote for the pelicans, and we're not going to be able to drill. But if they died, and if they both ended up dying, and there were two new justices appointed that were in our favor, we'll win the pelican. We'll win the lawsuit, and we'll be able to get billions of dollars in oil. We'll be able to drill. So they actually assassinate two sitting Supreme Court judges in order to have these new judges placed in their place. It's a great book.
When did this happen?
No, it didn't happen. It's just called The Pelican Brief. But I'm saying it's a whole corporate greed type thing. It's not a real thing. It's fiction, but it's a great story. They made a movie out of it.
Sounds
Denzel
like something that
Washington
actually would happen.
Yeah.
Right, that's the whole
Pelican
thing. It's like,
Brief.
well, there's tons of stuff like that. Like, for instance, Tom Clancy wrote a book called
Splinter Cell.
well, he wrote tons of them, but
That's a video game that we bought.
I'm pretty sure it's also a book.
Well, what was it? Was it the Debt of Honor? It was Debt of Honor, where there's a Japanese terrorist that crashes a plane into Congress, right? And then, like 10 years later, you've got people crashing planes into buildings. Like, there's like things in these books that were like semi-predicted prior to that. Like, that was a terrorist attack was to use a plane filled with gasoline to crash into Congress, wipe out all of Congress. Instead, these guys hit the World Trade Center, whatever.
When did this book come out?
I want to say it was about 10 years before 9/11.
Wow.
But I mean, that's
Shit,
you
we're
always see
connecting dots here.
Well, I'm not saying there's a connection. I'm just saying that a lot of times these things are.
Well, the
are kinda
9/11 planes, those all of those planes they had flight paths. They were going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, so they were filled with oil.
They were
filled
full
with
of fuel.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, whatever. Lots of stuff going on. But yeah, so I mean, he predicted the whole. Hey, did you ever read the book Jennifer Government?
I've read like 3 books my whole life.
Okay. Well, if you get locked up for 10 or 12 years, you'll
That's why we have you on
reading.
here, because you read so many books and you're so
Jennifer
smart.
Government's great. It's like in the future where
I read Go Dog Go.
One fish, two fish.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I read the Cookie Monster cookie book. I only have a few books I read every day.
So in Jennifer Government, Nike ends up doing what they call guerrilla marketing, where they end up hyping up these shoes, saying that there's a limited amount of the shoes. Like we're only producing 10,000 of them, and they're going to have 500 here and 200 in this store, and so people pack the stores, but they don't have 500. They have like 5,000. So they hype it up, and then what they do to give the book or the shoes street cred, they hire people to kill the first 4 or 5 people that end up getting the shoes. So they shoot them, steal the shoes, and that gives
So much hype.
that gives them street cred, so people want them even more. But they're saying they're limited of maybe 10,000, but really there's like 200,000 or 1 million shoes.
Yeah.
But people are
They're
so
still doing that.
pumped.
Supreme, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a great book. And you have to pay the police to investigate the murders. So your family gets murdered. You want the person that killed your daughter, you want her found. So you refinance your house, and you have to pay the police to track the people down. Because unless you can't pay for it, you have to pay for crime. You have to pay for it.
And
You
it
have to
all
pay for
comes
the
down to
investigation.
the shoes are made in China.
And the shoes actually are called. I remember they were called Mercuries, and they made them for like $1.75, and they were selling them for like $1,500 or $1,800.
Yeah. The rarity of it is what sells. The harder they are to get, the more people want them.
But the book has
Yeah, it's
all
just
these.
supply and demand. I
Well,
mean,
the book-
that's any typical business model.
The book has all these
not
crazy
supply and
things.
demand,
They have
it's-
these crazy things that are happening, and they're happening. Like then it's like that's not that's happening. This is happening. Like these are things that. Yeah, it's called Jennifer Government. I always thought they'd make a movie out of it.
You should make that movie.
There's a lot of books that they should have made movies out of, but they won't because
This one was, you know, what's funny too, that you had a barcode. Like, oh no, Jennifer Government has she has a barcode right here. Oh, and your surnames are whoever you work for. So if you worked for Nike, then your name would be Danny Nike. So everybody's named like this guy works for the NRA. It's like his name's Matt NRA. Then you've got, Shane Unemployed. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Right. So
Shane Koncrete.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. And then when you change your job, you get a new surname.
Huh.
The whole thing is insane. Oh, there are gangs of kids that are like in a gang, and Nike and McDonald's will pay you to tattoo their symbol, or I'm sorry, their emblem. Is it emblem? What would you call it? Logo, whatever, on you. And so you're basically with a gang. And people are getting beat up because they're going into McDonald's and they're like, you McDonald's or Burger King? I'm going over here to McDonald's. Whoa! And then they jump and they start beating the guy up.
Chick-fil-A, bitch.
Interesting.
Matt, did you watch Squid Games?
No, and everybody told me I have to watch it, and I don't. I do like the concept.
He's the Squid Game director, creator is beefing with LeBron James. Do you know who LeBron James is?
Yeah, I know who LeBron James is.
He's beefing with the
LeBron
creator of
James.
Squid Games because LeBron said the ending
Oh, flea
was
flick.
lame. Okay, we got a flea flicker here. We're watching the Packers game. LeBron said that the ending sucked. The guy should have gotten on the plane and went and saw his daughter. And the Squid Game guy made some sort of statement. It's like, well, you should remake the whole series and do your own ending then, LeBron James. Maybe you'd have,
So now they're just going back and forth.
now they're now
I think that was all there was.
it's
but-
funny. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else, but it's funny that it's like an internet beef now.
What's going on? What are we
I'm
doing?
I'm pretty drunk.
Are you
right now.
good? Is that?
I'm pretty buzzed up.
You didn't drink
he's
very
buzzing.
much.
YouTube has got some competition finally.
Who's that?
Spotify.
What are they doing? What do you mean?
So, starting today, every episode of this podcast
Right. will be on Spotify.
Will be on. Well, it's always been on Spotify, but now you get all the video as well.
Oh, okay. So that's
the
basically
video,
YouTube.
So now Spotify is rolling out video for podcasts. So if you have a video podcast on YouTube that was only available previously with audio on Spotify, now Spotify gives podcasts the option to have video.
Is it monetized?
Yeah, it's monetized.
Same.
Yep. Yes. So Spotify serves ads on your video on your podcasts now. So we have ads that are running on our Spotify episodes, and you get the video, the same video you get on YouTube, you get it on Spotify on the Koncrete podcast.
What about the?
So YouTube's got a little bit of competition now, which is a good thing because they've been, obviously it's a fucking giant tech monopoly with no one has, any way of competing. And Spotify is I think it's a
Beijing-owned company.
No, it's not Beijing. It'd be funny if it was Beijing. It's where is it? Not Denmark, but what's the other country?
Finland.
Not Finland, not Denmark.
Swedish.
Norway? Swedish.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a Swedish company.
Did you? I mean, not that that's not interesting. I think that is interesting.
Yeah, so you should
I
be getting
look
your
into
video
that.
on Spotify now.
I got to talk to Colby.
Who's Colby?
Colby is the guy who does like everything for me.
Puppet.
He does he shoots the videos, he puts everything up.
Where does he live?
Lakeland.
Lakeland?
Lakeland.
Right
He does.
by you.
Yeah. Well, about an hour drive. It's an hour drive. So he comes over every 2 weeks and we shoot videos for a whole day and then we put them up.
Every 2 weeks he comes over?
Sometimes every week. Well, not very often. Usually, on average, basically about every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he might come 2 weeks in a row, but typically we're trying to get it down so it's every 2 weeks. But did you hear about the YouTube that they're supposed to be rolling out? Did you hear it's is it the thanks button or the appreciation button? They used to call it the applause button. Now they're calling it the appreciation button. Did you hear that?
No.
So they want to add a separate an additional button. So you have the thumbs up, the thumbs down, and then you can share your video. They have another one that they're rolling out right now. Some channels already have it where you can click on it and you can donate money. So it's already connected. You can donate like $3.50. Then it's like
on live streams and shit.
no, this is regular.
Oh, really?
So if they're just watching this video and somebody goes, "Man, that's a good video," I'm going to go ahead and give
Tip 'em.
Danny.
Give him a tip.
Yes, like a tip. Boom. But it goes like in increments. It's like $3.90, $7, $12, $20 to $2 and shit. I don't. The numbers are weird. 49, like up to like $49 or $50. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I would love that.
Yeah.
Because
Call the doctor.
$2 is nothing. Yeah, the doctor would be like,
doctor
"Bing,
knows how to
bing,
tip."
bing, bing, bing." The doctor is a tipper.
Yeah, he is.
I told you he came here with the green with the Lamborghini. We went out
yeah.
to bro. Yeah, he I remember he was like, "Come on, bro, you want to go drive the car?" I was like, "I don't want to drive the car."
He rented it?
Yeah, he
You
rented
didn't
it.
want to drive it?
I mean, obviously I did
gotta
want to
wanna
drive
drive
it, but I didn't.
You didn't
Like,
drive it?
No, because I had to drive that car, and then I got to get back in my car. I feel like I was driving the
Yeah, but at least you did it.
yeah.
The
I-
Lamborghini is not even really that exciting anymore because the Teslas smoke Lamborghinis now.
I don't care. It's still cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's cool. You say you're driving a Lamborghini. It's like a piece of art. It's like driving a Mona Lisa.
Right. It was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
just seeing the car. I mean, he was funny.
Yeah, but the Teslas fucking smoke Lamborghinis now.
Really?
Any of the Teslas. Yeah, off the line. They'll fucking their 0 to 60 is way faster than a Lambo.
They
Or
don't
top
look
speed's
like
way-
a Lambo though.
That's right. They
Lambo
don't.
is
They don't
super
quite
sexy
look
looking.
like a Lambo. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's getting the new Tesla Model X.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the one with the fucking gull wings. The one with the bat
The
wings.
seagull wings.
The
Is it
seagull
two- is it
wings. The
two-
gull
is-
wings.
Is it a coupe?
No, it's the SUV, the biggest one they have.
It's a 4-door.
It's a 4-door.
An SUV? I didn't even know they had an
It's
SUV.
like a mid-size
hatchback.
SUV. It's like a hatchback. It looks like a hatchback kind of, but it's the biggest Tesla that's currently available, and it's got the back wings that are like gull wings that come up.
Cool.
Badass. It's faster than a Lambo. We running out of time, Matt?
Now, I'm not running out of time, but I mean, how long is this podcast? Like, are we running out of stuff? What are we doing?
Well, you only got here at 8, and it's 9:30. So
I got here at 7:40.
should we wrap it up?
What I don't.
Should we
It's
go
up
eat?
to you. You got some. What else do you want to talk about? I'm ready to go. Let's keep talking.
Facebook just changed their name to
what are you doing?
Meta.
Meta.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They just changed their name to Meta.
What are you talking about?
They did?
Facebook changed their name to Meta because pull up this video of Elon Musk talking, Aiden. God damn it. Let me change the
God damn it.
God damn it, Aiden. PC. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg just got on YouTube, got on the internet, and said he's changing the name of Facebook because Facebook has such this bad rap of just being like,
like that's gonna fool
that's the
everybody?
Tesla. That's the Tesla I got right there. Look at the back doors.
Pretty cool.
No Lambo.
No Lambo. Anyways,
I'll take
Facebook's now called Meta. You got to show Matt the video.
Am I believing this?
You got to
Come on,
show
man.
Matt the
Wait,
video.
Show him the video.
Because
Pull the
Facebook
video up.
Facebook is so synonymous for like right now they have such this
Like
bad,
that's gonna, but that's not gonna.
they had
change.
this
Like people
cloud-
are gonna be like, oh, this is new.
It's gonna help. Well, watch
They
Mark
probably
Zuckerberg.
will.
Mark Zuckerberg's got a
Unfortunately.
great sales pitch for it. He's saying, you know, we're all about expanding the metaverse. Watch this shit, bro. Watch this.
That we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to
He's
announce
so
that
creepy.
starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brand.
This is gonna get memed so hard.
And we are still the company that designs technology around people. Hey, and welcome to Connect.
Bro, talk about a total not connect. Like, I mean, he should have hired somebody for this.
Yeah.
What the fuck did he do this?
Look at his surfboard in the
Who
background.
told him to do
Yeah.
this?
Who
The
told him
surfboard
that-
makes him more human.
Not anymore.
He looks like a.
Not anymore.
His hair
He looks
looks-
like an avatar.
His hair looks like
That's
it's
what I was
painted
gonna say.
on.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home
Yeah, there's
space.
some new like virtual
Parts of your
reality
physical
thing
home
now or
created
something.
virtually. It has things that are only possible
He's
virtually.
trying to create like a virtual reality social media
Inspire
platform.
you of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
I just came.
An ad in 1 second.
What now, Commander?
Now?
China's taking over.
Look at this.
All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mark.
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
They're playing poker.
Who made this place? You did.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
Oh, this is
I knew you would love it.
so bad.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out.
Shane, would you play this poker match right here?
Hiding AI
No.
pieces for people to find.
Why?
3D street art?
Looks whack.
You wouldn't shoot dice with those people?
Oh, look at it.
No.
This is stunning.
This is called the metaverse, Matt Cox.
So this is the metaverse, but he's not
They're trying to
changing Facebook.
they're trying to purge the boomers
Changing the name.
I'll tip the art.
They're changing the name from Facebook.
because it's full of boomers and it's full of like
Changing it and doing
Okay,
all
so
this
they're trying to
virtual
they're trying to update it.
They're
And,
rebranding it.
Yeah.
There's a rebrand because Facebook's got this bad rap right now in the media for being a fucking shitty company. Look at the Vice headlines.
Break and teleport to a
Vice is objective.
You're going to be able to bring things from the physical world into the metaverse. Almost any type of media that can be represented digitally, photos, videos, art, music, movies, books, games, you name it.
You name it.
He
Bro,
wants
he-
to make
he
the world an
looks-
NFT.
Like screens,
he looks fake.
holograms.
Yeah, he does.
You won't need a physical TV.
Guy's fucking alien, bro.
This is like me reading my stories. Like I don't do it because
He looks like
I'm
he's
not
been
good at it.
He looks like he's been
Don't
hitting
do
the
this.
iron neck.
No.
Augmented reality too.
Does he have the iron neck?
Is Horizon
Yeah, he's probably a
which is
robot.
our early vision for a home space in the metaverse. Horizon Home is the first thing that you'll see when you put on your Quest headset.
Packers up
There are
10-7.
already a bunch of options to choose from, and in
Woo!
You did you interviewed the guy that wrote Social Media, right?
Social network.
Social Network. You
Yeah.
yeah.
very important people. Soon, we're going to be introducing a social version of Home, where you can
And Bitcoin billionaires.
avatars.
Right.
He fucked over those two guys, the Winklevoss twins.
Yeah.
He basically paid them off like a couple $1 billion. They invested it all in Bitcoin, and now they're fucking Bitcoin billionaires. Trillionaires.
Designed to make it possible for everyone to create.
Yeah, so it's now called Meta. What are your thoughts on that, Matt Cox?
Are you joining?
I don't know.
This is gonna be
I'm already
this is
a part
gonna
of
be a
Facebook.
clip.
Sounds like I already joined.
You're already
right?
in.
You're already in. If you're already a member of Facebook, probably. I'm pretty sure.
A lot of us who work in offices have gone remote.
You're killing me with this. Look, I still have a Facebook app. It still says Facebook.
You still use Facebook
sure
because
they'll
you're a
change
boomer.
it
Me and Shane don't use Facebook.
No, you use Meta, so it didn't change.
I
it,
use
or-
Facebook. I use Facebook for the marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, where you can buy shit like locally. It's like the local Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace has got to be crushing Craigslist, bro.
No, bro.
My wife buys stuff on Facebook Marketplace, keeps it for a year, sells it a year later for more than what she bought it for.
Nice.
And on top of all that, you
It's pretty insane.
favorite sweatpants.
Well, I mean, I still
right,
have
Aiden, shut
Facebook.
this shit off.
I still
shut
have
this
Facebook.
motherfucker off.
I still have
Fucking
Facebook. So how do they
googly-eyed
change the name?
Soon,
They just haven't done it yet.
soon they're gonna be they're gonna roll out the name change. They changed the fucking sign in front of their fucking headquarters on Hacker Boulevard. And well, they got this such a bad rap in the media and in the world lately for being just such a shithole company, as far as like disinformation, their algorithms, like keeping people in these echo chambers and creating all this like division when it
Sounds
comes
like some China shit.
when it comes to elections and
Agree.
The guys working at
it's-
Facebook's jumping out the fucking window. They put nets up.
No, it's not like that at Facebook. Trust me.
No.
And they have
trust you.
They have the fucking algorithms that
got
keep people in their echo
Issues
chambers,
going on, bro.
and yeah, they just have a bad rap. So I think part of the reason they're changing
Echo
it
chambers.
to Meta.
What did you said? Echo chambers.
Gas chambers.
No.
No, that's Matt's translation of it. Yeah, echo chambers.
What's
That's because the algorithms, the way they work is they keep you in echo chambers. So if you're on Facebook and you're Matt Cox and you're on there and you fucking hate liberals or you hate Donald Trump, right? You're gonna keep clicking on all these articles and looking at all these memes about fucking anti-Trump and why Trump sucks. And they see you hate that.
They feed you
They're
what
gonna
you
keep
want.
feeding you that stuff and they're not gonna feed you any sort of varying opinion.
I kind of assumed
Right,
that was.
of course.
That's why with like
Everybody,
TikTok,
it's obvious. It's
Yeah.
obvious, right? And they're doing it in a way. That's how they make more money because they know what you're gonna click on. They're not gonna feed you any sort of alternative opinions, anything that pushes back on what you already believe. So, obviously, have you seen the documentary on Netflix called "The Social Dilemma"? Social Dilemma. You gotta watch it.
I haven't watched it, but I
It's all
saw
about the algorithms on social media and how basically these social media algorithms that Facebook created and now is on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere else, that these algorithms are generated. They're there to make more money for these companies. They make more money because people click on more shit, right?
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
feed the people that if I want you to click on shit, I'm going to give you shit that you like. I'm not going to give you anything else that you don't like.
Right.
Thank you.
And that makes more people. It creates more division and divide in the country. And then you have companies in Russia that are like these meme factories. Like I always thought that Instagram page called This Typical Liberal was one of them. But it's basically like it's called The Typical Liberal, and it's a Instagram page that just creates memes shitting on left shit or Joe Biden or any kind of thing. It's all about like they show people shooting machine guns and showing them what like America machine guns and Joe Biden's a dumbass and shit on him, and it's just like all cowed. It all just panders to this right-wing ideology, and there's companies in Russia that create these memes that serve them to Facebook and Instagram and create this echo chamber that just gets people to fucking fester on these ideologies and on these memes and on these links and on these articles. What's created all this divide going on in our culture right now. And it's basically like it's separating America.
I can see that, but I can see that, but
It's creating chaos in America. Right? It's a slow
Chaos.
burn. Like you said, Russia and China, they're playing the long-term game.
it's, yeah. Well, I said China, but I
Russia and China. And that's the shit that creates like the whole QAnon. You know what QAnon is?
yeah.
I just had that guy on the podcast 2 days ago. The guy who made that documentary on HBO called Q Into the Storm.
And he's in QAnon? Or?
No, he did a documentary on the
them.
QAnon conspiracy and how that like culminated in the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Did you?
And the guy with the fucking horn, the Q shaman, the guy that was sitting in the desk in the
Did you-
Capitol.
Yeah. Did you release it yet? I didn't.
No,
see
no,
that.
I haven't released it yet. I just recorded it a couple days ago. I'm actually not gonna release it till like late November because his documentary is gonna be released like wider than.
You're gonna do it simultaneously to help.
Yeah, it's already on HBO, but it's gonna be on like a lot more platforms late November. But that was a fucking crazy thing. Like there's these things, these chans. They're called chans on the internet. Like where there was like 4chan, 8chan. Now it's called 8kun. Where like these message boards where people remain anonymous and you can post whatever the fuck you want. They don't collect any of your data. You're completely anonymous, and it's like it's just a hellhole on the internet where people can post these photos, videos, the most fucked up shit, like murders, and there's the fucking Hitler frogs and everything. And these chans.
Why did you point at me when you said Hitler frogs?
What is a Hitler frog?
You ever seen the fucking Pepe the Frog meme with the fucking swastika armband?
No.
Oh, I think I have seen that.
Yeah. And and these chans are where this Q thing started on 8chan. And he just does a deep dive into this thing and finds out like who, like he gets like in beds with this kid who lives in Japan who started 8chan. And
it's a charge, right?
Here we go.
And his basic I don't want to like spoil the whole documentary. It's a fucking phenomenal documentary, and it explains like the erosion of privacy on social media and how it's created all this stuff. And the guy essentially who created 8chan, who lives in Japan, right? Who is Q? Like after doing his documentary, he is come to the conclusion that this guy is
the main guy that nobody really knows who it is.
Who is claiming to be Q?
This
guy's now running for fucking Congress in Arizona.
Nice.
It's fucking crazy shit, bro.
He's infiltrating.
Q into the storm.
He's
You gotta
taking
watch
over.
it. You gotta watch the documentary. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I do. I need to watch a lot of documentaries. There's like I've got like 4 documentaries that are on a list of I've been people. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch that. And I do. I need to do it when I paint. I need to turn on a documentary. That way I can paint and listen to the documentary.
Yeah.
I just don't. I've just been going nonstop for the last like week or two.
What do you listen to when you paint typically? Do you listen to music?
No, I typically listen to documentaries, but like I like World War II documentaries or.
I feel like I was happier when I never listened to podcasts or books or documentaries. I feel like it was a better life when I just listened to music and fucking didn't think. You know, when I was dumber, less educated, and just like listening to music and like vibing to music and just only cared about surfing and skating, I feel like life was better.
I mean, that probably was better.
Yeah, that sounds
it probably
better.
does. Yeah, that's nice, and you're not concerned
I feel like
about anything.
I was more creative. You know, I was
looking at those the commercials you were sending me.
Oh yeah,
that you did like some good commercials, bro. I was like, this is funny because this is like professional quality, but with a real twist on everything. Everything is comical. Yeah. Like almost everything about every one of those commercials was comical, and I was like, but they were done, but they weren't done like in a chintzy kind of way. Like it wasn't like a candid kind of. Like a half-assed commercial. They were all like the production was really good, but they were all comical. Everything had a comical edge to it.
Right.
It was funny. So
that's what I used to love doing. That's all I used to do. Is make those kind of videos.
What are you doing now though? You're all
podcasts
your stuff's
with
picked up?
you.
I just do these podcasts, bro. That's all I do.
No, see,
Oh,
that's what
I
I
have.
see. That's the kind of thing you say, and that's what I thought was happening. Remember we talked about it earlier. You were saying that like all the media, all the other advertising stuff was blowing up. You were saying you were doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and I was like,
I am. I'm running. I have an ad agency as well. I mean, the only thing I do is this podcast, and then I run an advertising agency for various companies and startup companies and brands and shit like that, and that takes up a lot of fucking time.
Right. And it was like a year ago or something when COVID had hit, and we did a podcast, and I remember that Shane had said something along the lines of, I was like we were talking about COVID or
Shane
something.
say?
It was something about COVID or something. Somehow or another, I got the impression because I had talked to you. I didn't talk to Danny. We were talking about COVID and just this is this craziness and this and that. And you had said something like like something along the lines of like, Danny's, I don't want to say hit hard, or Danny lost some, or Danny lost like a deal or two or something like that because of COVID.
You motherfucker.
But like I said, I'm not positive, but I remember because you had said something, and in my mind, whatever it was you said made me think, oh wow, like all these people he's doing advertising work for, like, right, like they're not advertising, or maybe they're closing, or like the car dealership isn't open, so we don't need a commercial this this quarter, whatever it was.
I don't do work for, I don't do like one-off jobs for like car dealerships or anything like that.
All my fucking. You're being specific. I'm saying I don't remember whatever it was. I remember thinking, oh man,
of course I'm being specific. Why wouldn't I be specific?
No, you're being specific.
Right.
I'm saying I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever. I do remember talking to Shane, and he said something that had me thinking, oh man, Danny's like in a jam, like, oh, that's messed up.
It's jammed up.
Yeah, because I thought of COVID. But then when we talked and I was on the way here, you were like, bro, what? You had said something about the podcast or something. I was like, oh man, why haven't you put any? You were like, why haven't you done any podcasts lately? And you were like, bro, I'm so busy doing this and this and this. And I was like, I thought you weren't doing well. And you were like, why do you think that? I was like, well, Shane had said something like a year ago.
Shane got loose lips. He likes to talk shit about people.
He wasn't talking shit. He just happened to. You're turning this into something. Anyway, but I just remember thinking something had happened. I was way off because you said
loose lips sink ships.
You've been kicking ass ever since, and whatever it was, I must have misunderstood. I don't even remember what you said, but I remember in my mind you weren't doing, like you were only doing the podcast.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not what happened. So I was way off on that.
Not at all. The advertising shit's taken
I don't
off like 10
remember
times.
what you said,
I
but
have no idea.
I got something from you that was like, I was like, oh man, that's too bad. Like he must be focusing more on the podcast.
Yeah, I wish I was.
Yeah, I
I
know.
should be focusing.
Yeah, you
more
said
on
this
the
is
podcast.
fun.
This is way more fun.
Yeah.
But our time's run out, Matt
Yeah.
Cox.
And my back, this chair that is good for your back is
Yeah.
killing me.
Why is it killing you?
Chair's fucked.
It's not.
It's a
it's
$900
not-
chair.
I wouldn't pay
it's not
fucking $90 for that chair.
good. Like maybe you have to sit on it in a certain way or something,
We
or
gotta go back to the game.
to
real
lean
quick.
back or something, because I
Yeah,
can't.
chair's whack.
It doesn't. It hurts my back. I can't sit, and I'm hunching forward, and it's like it's not a good situation
Why?
It's a piece of shit.
because it hurts my
I think
back.
it's a nice chair. It feels good to me. It makes your posture better. Imagine if you
I bet it's
imagine if you were sitting
horrible.
in his chair. People would think you were like 5 foot if you sat
He's
in his
hunchy.
chair.
He's sitting down. He's short.
He's the goddamn
this guy
hunchback
thinks
of
you're
Seminole
short.
over here.
And you're the tallest one here.
He's a 6'3"
Unreal.
hunchback.
What are we doing?
We're done. Tell everybody
Where we can watch your new podcast.
Where can we watch the new Matt
Well,
Cox
I mean, you
stripper
really can't.
podcast?
I really just need people to subscribe and send me
strippers.
nice. Send me strippers. Subscribe and send me strippers.